Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
Winter finals will be here before you know it, and there's still a need for registered officials. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. Welcome to 2023 as we pick up our winter sports season already in progress. While it seems like the fall season just wrapped up, winter championships will be here soon. So let's get you caught up on the whens and wheres for each of our sports. First is the Upper Peninsula Swimming and Diving Finals for both boys and girls on February 18th. And then it's on to Team Wrestling Finals on February 24th and 25th in Kalamazoo. And that's followed by Boys and Girls Skiing Finals February 27th. March is when the schedule really heats up. The competitive cheer finals will be March 2nd and 3rd this year, and those will be held at the McGurk Arena in Mount Pleasant. Girls and boys bowling finals will be held March 3rd and 4th, the same weekend as individual wrestling finals at Ford Field. Ice hockey drops the puck March 9th through 11th for semifinals and finals at USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth. Gymnastics finals are that weekend as well. Those will be held at Lakeland High School. And the Lower Peninsula Boys Swimming and Diving finals are also March 10th and 11th. Girls basketball invades the Breslin Center on March 16th for the start of 3 days of semifinals and finals action. Champions will be crowned on Saturday, March 18th. And then the boys move in the next weekend. Semifinal play starts March 23rd, and all four finals will be Saturday, March 25th. Both boys and girls basketball finals will be carried live on Bally Sports Detroit. For schedules, pairings, brackets, tickets, and streaming information, the best place to go is to the newly redesigned MHSAA.com. Everything that you need for our winter finals can be found there. Game balls this week go to Belding junior wrestler Jack Ward. He notched career win number 100 over the break, joining his older brother Mitchell and his dad/coach Art as 100-match winners at Belding. To Bedford's Victoria Gray, she scored 25 points in a 9-point win over South Lyon East in the Airport Showcase. Bedford is off to a 7-0 start this year in girls basketball. And to Montebello senior J.T. Smith. He went over the 1,000 career points mark in a win over St. Charles.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MIStudentAid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
If you've seen the movie Hoosiers, you know that a basketball rim is 10 feet above the ground. That's the same if you're in the gym at Beaver Island High School or at Little Caesars Arena. But what are the other court dimensions? To start, courts are typically 84 feet long, but can be up to 94 feet long. They're also 50 feet wide. The free throw line is 15 feet from the face of the backboard, and the high school three-point line is 19 feet 9 inches from the basket. Each hoop is a circle, 18 inches in diameter. The boys play with a basketball 29.5 inches in circumference. The girls play with one that's 28.5 inches in circumference. And believe it or not, 2 girl balls will go through a standard rim at the same time.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. Sticking with officiating, since 2020, the number of registered officials in Michigan has fallen from more than 9,000 to less than 8,000. It's a dip that puts extra strain on our current officials. But for the fall 2022 season, the number of registered officials is more in line with where we were pre-pandemic, and things seem to be slowly trending up. The MHSAA has increased pay for postseason games and provided membership in the National Association of Sports Officials. Membership gives officials expanded insurance coverages, access to professional services and development, and a subscription to an MHSAA-focused referee magazine. But there's still a need for more. If you are interested, go to MHSAA.com and click on Officials for more information. Because without officials, it's just practice. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
To head over the timeline to Gable. Gable straight to the basket. Elevates. Slams it down over top of Orbaugh. Won't get it. Ryan dribbles to the corner. 15 seconds to go. Ryan, Vanderjack up fake. Launches a three. Good. Oh my goodness. Out to the point. Rosema. Innocent space. Shot scores. 2-goal lead for the Bulldogs. 4 unanswered. Giving on to Titus. Titus angles, pull-up shot for the lead. Good! Brady Titus, a scream to the heavens after he knocks it down.
It is one of the biggest days of basketball, frankly, in the state of Michigan each and every year. It is the 2K23 Showcase, and this year, a 2-weekend event. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timber with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio and the Michigan Game Night Game of the Week. And it's 2 games of the week for your one price of admission today, as we've got 2 of the biggest featured matchups out of 6 today at this crowded day. The Showcase, by the way, Eric Wells, Joe Lavoie will also have coverage on Michigan Sports Radio of the Catholic Central Orchard Lake St. Mary's Day game at the end of the day. We start, though, with Northview and Warren Lincoln before we'll follow things up a little bit later on as North Farmington takes on Muskegon, and I think really kind of the main headline matchup of the day. But CT, first off, this one has a little bit different of a talking point and a feel in it than I think we were kind of expected coming into the day, as Northview last night by a point got upset by Lowell in a tough one that they had there, dropping their first game in conference on the year and falling to 11-2 on the season. So now Northview, this still obvious state championship contending team, comes in a little bit more hungry than ever against a young and hungry Warren Lincoln team of their own.
Yeah, I don't think this really changes anything for what the end of the season goal is for Northview. I think you still know they've got all the talent in the world. The coaching staff does a tremendous job over there. I think now, you just kind of change the script for today a little bit and what this is for Northview. Instead of an opportunity to really make a statement, they're looking to try to come out and try to figure out what went wrong last night against a Lowell team that they feel like they should have beat. So now a chance for them to right away try to turn that around.
This is the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show, and for Northview, we've seen them already this year on MGN, and this is a team for Coach Chana that is loaded, and for good reason. A lot of great returning talent. Guys like E.J. Ryan's Tyron Thomas. E.J.'s younger brother Cam comes up as a 6'4 freshman that is as well built and over the top of a freshman in skill as we've seen a very long time in this area, and probably statewide as well, beyond that as well. But then also the transfers. Parker, Brady Swartz come over from Muskegon, or Muskegon Mona Shores, I should say. Terrell Jefferson comes over from Thornapple Kellogg. And all of those things mixed together, you wind up certainly seeing a team that's got a unique blend of talent, and they're going up against an interesting Warren Lincoln team. But first off, this is Northview team, Chandler, that you've seen it. They're slow, they're grinding, but they're highly skilled, and they can play with anybody. Yeah,
they've got talent 1 through 5 through their lineup. Got some strong pieces off the bench as well that they've been able to really stockpile a lot of individual talent. They've played well together to this point in the season, and it looks like they're really putting those pieces together. Got the chemistry between these guys. They do move a little bit slower. They're not a full court, get out and run kind of team. They like to utilize their talent a little bit more, get the offense set up, and use their talent that way, but still a very impressive team.
Terrific defensively as well. Northview giving up just 41.6 points per game on the year. Somewhat similar storylines in terms of the pace and the way they play with Warren Lincoln. I think Warren Lincoln willing to set it up in the full court a little bit more defensively, but this is a team that is marked by great young talent. A pair of sophomores in Marcus and Moses Blackwell. and then a little bit of older leading experience, Miles Mitchell, some other big 6'9" seniors. But this is a team that is one of the most talented Warren Lincoln teams that they have had in a very, very long time. And I think Wydell Henry, their coach in particular, is very excited for good reason about what this team brings to the table.
Yeah, I think they've got that good blend of some leadership, some experience, some of their big guys that they can rely on, and with a nice unique experience or unique blend of younger players that really have a tremendous skill set, and I think are going to become even better players as their careers go along, but already some serious scoring threats with some tremendous skill.
All right, lots still to get to here on the Bates Agency pregame show. Northview and Warren Lincoln kicks off our day at the Showcase. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
The sinister cries haunted Mary through the night. Dawn neared, and still the voice tormented her. She ran towards the safety of her car, flung open the door, and a coyote had somehow gotten locked inside. But the damaged interior was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Coyote Carpool, August 1st, 2015. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hi everyone, Nate from MGN. Hopefully everyone is enjoying today's presentation of Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. We are incredibly proud of the last few seasons of MGN and the coverage and broadcast editions that we've been able to bring, including adding in-house produced video coverage this winter. We also are very, very excited for the future and have some big plans on how to expand and improve further upon our video, podcast, and radio coverage. We are incredibly thankful to Granville and the Michigan high school sports community for their support as we've seen our audience continue to grow like wildfire, seeing upwards of 8,000 to 10,000 people in total tuning in for some of our largest Friday night and playoff coverage games. We're also, of course, thankful to the Granville Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency and Centennial Securities for their great long-time presenting sponsorship of MGN. Because of them, all these great additions that we've been able to make over the last few years and all these plans we have going forward have been able to happen. Of course, also, we have to thank the community that is tuned in, and because of all that, we're in a position where we are looking to add partners here at MGN as we continue to look to improve that coverage going forward, along with our other due diligence looking on ahead. We can even reach out to you, the listener here today, if you, your company, or somewhere you know may have interest in partnering with Michigan Game Night. Please feel free to reach out. MGN offers a unique opportunity to sponsor both the Granville area, get your ads reached out into the West Michigan area and beyond throughout the state of Michigan with playoff coverage. There's no one broadcast team and maybe even additional broadcasts within the MGN window that quite offer that sort of benefit for your company. And through customizable presenting sponsorship plans that are for the 2023-2024 school year, we'll even be able to throw in this winter onto these affordable plans. I think there's a unique, customizable deal that could be met to help best find the needs of your company, meet them to MGN. We are so excited about what's coming. We're thankful to the community that's been able to support us over the last few years, and we're really, really ready to see what's next. And hopefully, along with the great support from the Bates Agency and Centennial Securities, we also are going to be able to march forward with even more great things going forward. We've added video coverage, and now I think it's time to add on even more to our video, radio, and podcast coverage going forward. So thanks again, everyone, for their support. And make sure if you do have interest to reach out through MichiganGameNight.com. You can find an entire contact page right there, in particular through email, migamenenight@gmail.com. There's phone numbers and more also listed that you can reach out to myself through on the Michigan Game Night website. Thanks again, everyone. Now let's get back to the game. All right, welcome back courtside here at Aquinas College and the Stir Center. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Northview today, a little bit different starting lineup than what we have seen when we saw them back in December, but of course we know the big pieces. They will start Parker Swartz, their junior wing, Tyron Thomas, EJ, and Cam Ryans, and then the difference from when we last saw him is Terrell Jefferson, their senior guard, got the start. Now they go with the sophomore wing, Brady Swartz. Swartz is the guy that has really stepped into a bigger role. I think we looked at him in the last few weeks, what he's brought to the table, but it's all part of Northview. They're long, they're tough, they're physical, they can stop you. It certainly is a little bit different test than what Warren Lincoln's big too, and we'll get to that in a minute, but it's a little bit different test than what they might be used to maybe more of a running gun style of some of the teams that Lincoln sees.
Yeah, I think definitely this team presents some challenges when they've got so much length and size at all positions. I mean, got guards and guys on the wing that have some serious height, some serious length. It presents a unique matchup when you've got two teams who have some different strengths going at it.
Again, though, last night Northview lost, and really it came down to they struggled from beyond the arc. Guys like Tyron Thomas really struggled to score as well, didn't get into a rhythm, same with Parker Swartz. So getting those guys going will be very critical, obviously, to say the least. But I want to talk about Cam Ryans, the 6'4 freshman that is big, he's bulky, he's skilled. I haven't quite seen anything like him in terms of a freshman in a very long time, and maybe ever in West Michigan. I mean, this kid is special. You talk about a guy that's destined to be a Power 5 type talent one day. Obviously, he's there. He's 4 years off. But this kid, we know how special his brother is, but this kid, at his age, what he can do is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's impressive how fast his game has translated to the varsity level as a freshman. I mean, strictly based on size, there's not a lot of freshmen built like what he is, 6'4", but the muscle to go along with it. I mean, you see some tall, younger players that are still kind of growing into their body, but Cam Ryan's very much a built player for as young as he is.
Yeah, absolutely. So Warren Lincoln, like I said, they have length too. They have a lot of 6'4", 6'5". Miles Mitchell is a 6'9" kind of senior. He'll play in the wing a lot, even though he is their biggest player. This is a team that can match a lot of it, but they're looking to likely you can expect to see more of length out in space, running, creating that way. It's going to be an interesting push and pull because both teams are built similarly, but they may run a little bit different. I think both teams are slower than some of the real presses, for example, what we'll see next game with North Farmington and Muskegon. But it is interesting how these two teams will set things up in terms of, we know Northview is completely comfortable playing a 50-49 type game. So is Lincoln, but I think Lincoln is going to be more comfortable because of the skill of Northview if it is a little bit faster for Coach Henry.
Yeah, I think look at the Abes and see if they are able to execute their game plan, if they're going to try to speed Northview up just a little bit. I, again, don't think it's going to be anything too ridiculous going back and forth and getting too chaotic, but when you look at these two teams, Northview probably on the slower end, Warren Lincoln trying to go a little bit faster, kind of see the give and take as the game goes along between those two.
Yeah, and you look at underclassmen, skill very big. Marcus Blackwell, 6'1", sophomore, kind of leading the way a lot of times offensively for this Warren Lincoln team. That's also interesting when you have as much underclassmen skill that each of these teams have. Yes, there's plenty of senior leaders, but I mean, you're looking at a ton of guys that are very young leading the way for both of these teams.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the cool things about a showcase event like this, where you've got some younger players that maybe haven't had some big moments and some big matchups. I mean, of course, these two teams play some tough schedules and have faced some quality opponents, but to get an event like this where you know you're playing top-level talent, you get some great experience for these younger players, going up some similar, very tremendous young talent, and get to see them play head-to-head.
He's got the starting lineup for Warren Lincoln as well. They will start both of their sophomores in the backcourt. Moses and Marcus Blackwell get the start. They also will start Kamari Barden, their 6'4" junior guard, Curtis Rhodes, their 6'3" senior guard, and Tamarion Minor, their junior forward at 6'5". So Miles Mitchell, the big 6'9" senior, will start off the bench, more of that wing. So maybe a little bit of a look of like, we're going to throw guards out there, and that might help them run a little bit versus Northview. So the push and pull already there. A slightly different starting lineup than maybe what we somewhat expected to see with Lincoln. They've mixed things up a little bit, and it's more of a guard-oriented, ready-to-run lineup versus what Northview have, which, yes, Northview technically starting 4 guards or 3 guards and 2 wings, you can call it, but they're all big and they're all grinding.
Yeah, I think the starting lineup does speak to a little bit more of if they have multiple guys that can handle the basketball, if they're getting some turnovers or just getting some chase down rebounds where they're able to turn that going the other direction and then also help them to try to defend a little bit against Northview on the defensive end.
All right, we're going to take one more break here in the Bates Agency pregame show. When we come back, we'll get to some of our final keys to the game and get into it. Northview, Warren Lincoln. It's the Abes and the Wildcats opening up our day here at the Showcase, the 2K23 Showcase at Aquinas.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly...
You've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring.
And it was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today at 616-531-3441. Your local farmer's agent who helps you plan for the unexpected.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Rather than just always relying on one player.
Yeah, Scott Bates Agency pregame show continues here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. CT, I think the next thing that you have to mention most notably in this contest is break me every time still. Every single time that happens, it gets me. The winners still go to the Heartland student section last year at the Breslin Center. Those guys win every time. Season. And we'll wrap up our broadcast with the Heinz Orthodontics smile of the game.
Drive. I am Chandler Timmer.
Oh, wow.
We're going to leave this in.
All right.
This is staying in the show. He is Chandler Timmer. I am Nate Dreyer. This is what happens when you work together for 6 years. The names are one.
We're just one, yeah.
Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Michigan game night, tailgate report. We clearly have to stop talking. I do at least. I will see you all. I see you too. Friday night, Granville, Wyoming. I think 6:30. We're on the air for that. Goodbye.
And Cam Regnerus has scoring report for the Panthers. 4 points thrown at that point guard position. Tough backcourt in general. Getting to some of those other pieces that we have out there. After 3 years, it finally almost came down on me. Good catch. I don't know what kid caught that, but that was a good catch. But regardless, a tough back. All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer with you here at the Showcase at Aquinas College. Again, 3:30. It's Lincoln and Northview coming up. North Farmington, Muskegon follows. We got both of those coming up right here, and we'll welcome you in courtside of the Bates Agency pregame show. So we were just saying off here. The one thing about it is we just mentioned how Lincoln, of course, running with more of a guard-oriented lineup, but they are big guards. You're talking 6'1", 6'4", 6'3", 6'5", running at you with guards. Very long, very lean, very athletic. It's one of those matchups where it's one of the first times this year Northview has looked across from them and seen a team that might be more physically imposing than what they bring. They got a lot of 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" that they normally have in that lineup, but this is going to be one of the first times looking at someone that's imposing and someone wants to run on them. It's going to have to take a little bit of composure, I think, for Northview to be able to settle into their system with Lincoln, I would think, probably trying to push things early.
Yeah, I think Northview a lot of times knows with the talent that they have in their lineup that a lot of times they can just let that take over. They've got more skill on their end of the floor than what the opposing team has, but this Warren Lincoln team definitely provides a unique challenge when they've got as much size at the guard position as what they do, as much length that can try to counteract what Northview throws at them.
So matchups to watch, of course. We mentioned the backcourt battles of the youth. Marcus Blackwell, 6'1", Cam Ryan, 6'4". I hope they're matched up. Ryan's, even though he's a guard, he's a wing, he'll probably almost play more of a forward-type role. The Swartzes will be interesting. There's just a lot. I think the post battle's interesting because while Northview's big, while they're grinding, they're kind of 5 out with a bunch of 6'5", 6'6" type of skill. Tamarion Minor at 6'5", Miles Mitchell off the bench at 6'9". They might present a little bit more of a post battle, even though Lincoln has the more running gun team. That's going to be interesting. It's a lot of matchups that we don't quite know how things are going to fit, and the first couple minutes are going to tell us a lot. I don't think I've ever gone to a game with as much of a question mark on how exactly things will be played as we do today.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what Warren Lincoln does if they're trying to get out and run a little bit, but if they do get more locked into half court and having to play that battle against Northview, if they are able to get those post players involved a little bit more, try to use them as a traditional post in the lane, foot in the paint type of attack.
AQ continuing to fill up even more, and I think by the time we get to the end of this game into Muskegon North Farmington, which again, Muskegon North Farmington, regardless how you rank it, top 5 in D1 in the state. There are some rankings that have them 1 and 2. I know the Goose Poop analytics page have them 1 and 2 in terms of the analytics side of things. So because they are both so good defensively, they press you and they run and they score 70 points per game each as well. So make sure you stay tuned for that game as well. Come back to Michigan Sports Radio at the end of the day for Grand Rapids Catholic Central versus Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Some big-time D1 talent in that game as well. It's all part of what this day brings to the table here at AQ. And it all starts with this one. And, you've got commitments, of course, across the board. Lincoln, a little bit younger team, fewer commitments, and you look at the next little bit. Tyron Thomas is going to Frostburg State. E.J. Ryans has D1 interest and already an offer from Western. Terrell Jefferson, an Aquinas commit. He'll be playing here off the bench for Northview. And then, of course, all the other young talent that they bring to the table as well. It's going to be a really, really fascinating day. We're a quick step aside here on the Bates Age pregame show, starting lineups and so forth on deck, and then we'll get to this one. Northview, Warren Lincoln opens our day at the showcase.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
All right, welcome back to the Sturris Center in Aquinas. Game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Time for game one of the showcase. Warren Lincoln, Northview open the day for the Aves. Head coach Wydell Henry at the controls of the 12-3 Warren Lincoln side. They will be starting the 5'7" sophomore guard Moses Blackwell. They'll have the 6'1" sophomore guard Marcus Blackwell in the backcourt. They also will have the 6'4" junior guard Kamari Barden and the 6'3" senior guard Curtis Rhodes. And in the middle, they'll have the big guy, the 6'5" junior Tamarion Minor. He's a football player. He's tough on the glass, and he's 6'5", maybe 300 pounds. He is tough and pretty athletic, though, looking in the middle as well. For Northview, the Wildcats under head coach David Chiana, now 11-2 on the year after their loss last night to Lowell. They will start the 6'7" senior wing Parker Swartz. The 6'4" senior guard Tyron Thomas gets the start alongside the 6'4" junior guard E.J. Ryans and the 6'4" freshman guard Cam Ryans. Also on the wing, they'll have the 6'4" sophomore Brady Swartz. So A brother affair. Pair of Swartzes, pair of Ryans, and Tyron Thomas get the start. The Wildcats in their home white jerseys. Wildcats in script across the chest. Numbers in red, black and red trimming down the side. Warren Lincoln in their traveling red uniforms. Lincoln across the chest with numbers in white trimmed in black and black trimming down the side. The Wildcats move right to left across your radio dial. Lincoln moves left to right. The jump will be between Tyron Thomas and Curtis Rhodes. They both wear number 4. Give about a 2-inch advantage to Rhodes. The ball is up. It's tipped back and Lincoln has control. And away we go. Marcus Blackwell, the sophomore guard, defended by Parker Swartz, will run the offense. Swing right wing to Moses Blackwell. Up top to the big guy, Minor. Minor holding hands above the head. Swings right wing to a curling Kamari Barden. Barden working the jab step as he's defended by Brady Swartz. Drives in the lane. Kicks left corner. Moses Blackwell. Defended by Cam Ryan. Sophomore on sophomore. Big size advantage. Or freshman on sophomore. Big advantage to the freshman in size. 3 from the corner. Missed. And a rebound down to the Wildcats to run. Up the left side of the floor. Settled down by Brady Swartz and given up top for E.J. Ryans, the 6'4 junior, to run the offense. Figures it on to Thomas and back on left wing here to E.J. Top of the key. Ryans crosses, stutter step, left corner, Parker Swartz, catch and shoot 3, rattles out strong, and a leaping rebound settled by Kamari Barden, and Lincoln to run it over the left side of the floor to Moses Blackwell. Blackwell stops left elbow, foul from behind on the offense. It will go Northview's way. 7:06 in the first, no score early, as it's actually a travel, I should say, will be the call, and it goes back Northview's way.
Yeah, Blackwell pushing it a little bit, trying to get out, see if he could make something happen in transition, but Cam Ryan's there for Northview, able to make him pick up the dribble and get the travel call.
Parker Swartz left wing trying to hand off in the corner for Cam. That one on the floor. Knocked out of bounds, stays with Northview. So again, a lot of brothers out there for both teams. You got Marcus Moses Blackwell for Warren Lincoln. You've got Parker Swartz and Brady Swartz for Northview, along with Cam and E.J. Ryans. Here is E.J. top of the key, defended by Moses. Cam swings right elbow to Tyron Thomas. Handoff. Parker Swartz, right wing. Starts the left-hand dribble. Kicks top of the key for Cam. Swings left corner. Parker Swartz. Stutter step. Angles left wing. Defended tightly by Kamari Barden. Up top for Tyron Thomas. Tyron drives. Euros into the lane. And a right-hand pass is deflected away. But fouled is Thomas on the pass. It'll stay with Northview. Baseline left inbound with 6:36 in the first. And it has been definitely slow and grinding to start as we kind of expected.
A couple slower possessions for the Wildcats offense.
Both teams man-to-man defensively to open up. E.J. Ryans on the pass. Got it down to the right block to Parker Swartz. Stripped and stolen. Thrown behind the defense to Moses Blackwell. Blackwell has his brother Marcus to the basket. Reverse layup blocked at the rim by Tyron Thomas. Back the other way with Northview and E.J. Ryans. Ryans stops left wing. Gets a screen from Tyron Thomas. Feeds it now left elbow to Thomas. Turns the back on Moses Blackwell. Kicks up top. Catch and shoot 3. E.J. Ryans. Splash. And Northview on the board first.
E.J. for 3.
Abe's trying to get out, get an easy basket. Had 2-on-1, but Tyron Thomas chasing that one down. Fantastic block, able to go up and get it. Leads to a 3-point basket, an open shot for E.J. Ryans for the Northview offense.
6'4". Kamari Barden driving from the wing, 6'4", but one of the guys that might be taller than his listed height, even as he's working on Tyron Thomas. Feed to the big guy, Tamarian Minor. Left block, up fake, and a 2-hand feed is good. Nothing but net. It's 3-2. Northview pushes the pace the other way to Parker Swartz. Swartz drives the lane, clutches in the air, and scores off the window. So Northview ups the pace and puts it back up to 5-2. Left wing, Marcus Blackwell, defended by Cam Ryans. Kicks left corner for Barden. Barden swings Moses left wing. Blackwell peering, defended by Cam Ryans in the wing, starts the dribble, crosses, angles into the lane, reverse layup, off the window, good. A nice, good, quick burst of speed from Moses Blackwell makes it a 5-4 game. Northview pushing the pace over the timeline, Brady Swartz left wing. Swartz, stop, left elbow, pull-up shot blocked by Curtis Rhodes, out of bounds. It will stay with Northview off the block on the gather. 5:07 in the first, 5-4 Northview. Couple substitutions. Jacob Zerna, Matt Haveman come in for Parker Swartz and Cam Ryans for Northview. No substitutions for Lincoln yet. Baseline left inbound. E.J. Ryans to throw in. Ryans kicks for the cutting Tyron Thomas. Skies tries to go to a 2-hand jam, unable to get it to go, grabs his own rebound, put back, and he's fouled. And Thomas, who comes up holding that right wrist a little bit, will go to the line and shoot a couple right here. Second foul on Lincoln, the first foul on Rhodes, and Thomas, who is one of the great aerial acrobats in West Michigan, and maybe beyond in the state as well, with his first dunk attempt, but winds up going to the line.
Thomas off the inbound, lost it just a little bit on his way up, but able to go right back, jump as soon as he hit the ground, get his own rebound, and get himself some free throw chances.
Misses the front end short, still shaking off that right wrist. He does have some black tape on that wrist as well, by the way, for Thomas, number 4 in white. Spins the ball, bends the knees, flicks it towards the basket with the right and scores it. So Thomas goes 1 of 2 at the line, and Northview takes a 2-point lead. Lincoln up the left side of the floor with Moses Blackwell. Will slow it down a little bit. He'll mark out a point on the floor for a screen. He denies it. Fires left corner to Barden. The lanky wing Barden, defended by Brady Swartz, the sophomore. Fakes right, drives left along the baseline. Two-hand feed strong, leaping rebound down to Tyron Thomas. Northview to run, behind the back dribble. Thomas throws over the timeline to Zerna. Zerna turns the back at the left block, bouncing into the lane. Up top for Brady Swartz. Head fake, drives, free throw line, kicks left wing, catch and shoot 3. Thomas strong off the back rim. Ball batted out of bounds, goes Lincoln's way. 4.5 in the first, 6-4 Northview.
Open look for Tyron Thomas. Brady Swartz driving to the left side, able to kick it out to the left wing. Thomas just a little bit strong on that look.
Right corner, catch and shoot 3, Marcus Blackwell. Strong, and a rebound of the big guy, Minor. Minor turns the back, turns on Zerna. Two-hand feed, off the glass and good. Tamarion Minor, he's got the size advantage by quite an amount in the post, and he's gone to work a couple of times. Sprinting over the timeline, E.J. Ryans is tripped and fouled. That's the 3rd foul on Lincoln and the 1st on Kamari Barden. 4-11 in the first, 6-6. Parker Swartz, Cam Ryan's back in, and the big 6'9" senior Miles Mitchell is in for Lincoln as well. They also will bring Jamari Culliver, the junior, on the floor here. It is Minor taking a seat. Tyron Thomas to throw in left side in front of the scorer's table in the front court. Peering and kicks it left corner for a curling Parker Swartz. Back to Thomas, up top, E.J. Ryans. All the brothers back out there right now for the Wildcats. Up top, Tyron Thomas directing some traffic, feeds left wing for Parker. Defended by Barden. Cam to EJ right wing. Jabbing and working, defended by Moses Blackwell. Around the Zerna screen. Throws left wing to Tyron Thomas. Thomas, left corner, Parker Swartz. Lobs for Zerna, left block. Zerna turns the back, kicks up top to Ryans. Peers at a 3, drives down the right side of the lane. Runner, and he is fouled on the shot. 4th foul on Lincoln. And that one goes on Marcus Blackwell, his first, 3:42 in the first, 6-6 game. One quick correction. Brady Swartz off the floor. It is Zerna on the floor right now for the Wildcats still. So E.J. Ryan's at the line for a pair right here. Number 5 in the home white jerseys. Coach Henry having a discussion with one of the officials going back to that foul. Ryan's right hand in front of the face, free throw motion. Splashes down. E.J. now with 4. Made a triple earlier, knocked down that first free throw, and it's a 7-6 game. Northview takes the lead with 3:42 in the first. First game of the 2K23 showcase of our coverage, at least today. Game 3 of the day here at the Sturris Center at Aquinas. Second one spins home for Ryans. He has 5, and his team has a 2-point lead. Maybe the sophomore point guard, Moses Blackwell, to run the offense. Wears number 0 in the red uniform. Crosses to the top of the key. Picked up by fellow number 0 and fellow underclassman Cam Ryans to the free throw line. Feeds down low to a cutting Barden. Let the defender go by. Left hand hook shot, good. And we're tied at 8.
Fantastic positioning in the lane from Barden. Opening himself up, gets the pass, lets Thomas fly by. He was looking to score another block and able to get the basket.
Linking up in the pressure. Thomas trapped, fed around left corner. Catch and shoot 3. Parker Swartz off the connector, no good. Leaping rebound, and Lincoln to push the pace to Moses Blackwell. Oh, stop. Pop a 25-footer off the front rim, no good. Rebound to the right elbow to Barden. Keeps the possession alive. Hits a cutting Miles Mitchell. Mitchell skies and jams with 2 hands to give Lincoln the lead. Back 10-8.
The offensive rebound, great ball movement from Blackwell, able to no-look pass along the baseline for the dunk.
Northview beats a 3-quarter court, 1-2-2 trap over the timeline. Thomas, left wing, defended by Blackwell. Marcus Blackwell gives up top to E.J. Ryans. 2.5 in the first, 10-8 game, Lincoln the lead. Ryans slung it to the right wing and got it back from Parker Swartz. Crowding him defensively, Kamari Barden. E.J. Ryans drives, stops, left block, spins, feeds left wing for Parker Swartz. Drives free throw line, kicks it left elbow to Ryans, into the lane, floater no good. A tough rebound, Thomas flying to the floor, whips a shot up from the hip that falls and misses everything. scattering after the ball out of bounds. It's out off of Zerna and Northview, and Lincoln takes over. Rashid Clements, the 5'8 senior, will check in here for the big guy, Kamari Barden, and Lincoln has it back. 2:13 in the first, 10-8. Lincoln upping the pressure right now in both the full court and the half court defensively.
Yeah, showing a little different look as they get into this game further along in the first quarter, making Northview have to work to get the basketball up the floor.
Marcus Blackwell, left wing, drives on Parker Swartz. Reverse layup, blocked at the basket, off the backboard by Swartz. Fight for the ball, tie up. Alternating possession will stay with Lincoln, I should say. 2:02 in the first, 10-8. Lincoln leading Northview. And now the officials are going to have a discussion right here on what way the ball should be going. All right, making a correction. It actually is going to be Northview basketball. So they had the arrow flipped after Lincoln won the tip. So it now will be Northview ball. 2:02 in the first. 2-point lead for Lincoln over Northview, the Wildcats and the Abes in this one. EJ, one of my favorite mascots, by the way, for Lincoln High School, just to be the Abes. 1-2-2 trap is down on the three-quarter court for Lincoln. Ryans throws over the timeline. Parker Swartz lob to Cam Ryans' free throw line. Look to his brother, now turns the back, spins in the lane, right-hand layup, blocked at the basket by Miles Mitchell off the backboard. He has gotten up early. Lincoln running the other way. Moses Blackwell, reverse layup, got the friendly touch and goes. A circus shot from Moses Blackwell makes it 12-8 Lincoln, and they bring the pressure back.
Blackwell having to get creative underneath the basket all the way under and around. Had to put some serious English on that one to get it.
EJ Ryans throws over the timeline to Parker Swartz to the free throw line for Cam. Drives in, up fake, right corner, Tyron Thomas. Gives it all the way out just in front of the timeline to EJ Ryans. He'll back it out, curl to the right side. Hand off on the weave, top of the key to Parker Swartz. Two-hand feed, right wing, Thomas. Down to the right block for Cam Ryans, the freshman. Turning and working on the big guy, Mitchell. Up fake, two-hand feed short. Rebound back down to Cam, flying into the lane. And a right-hand layup good off the window. Cam Ryans on the board. Northview back within 2. Final minute of the first.
Cam Ryans back-to-back possessions, trying to go to work underneath the basket. Mitchell there to block the last one and then trying to hold his ground there. Ryans, though, off the second chance points.
Blackwell, left corner three, over top of Cam Ryans is good. 7 from Moses Blackwell, and it's a 15-10 Lincoln lead. Tyron Thomas throws left side over the timeline to Parker Swartz. Back onto Thomas in front of the AQ logo. Right side, EJ Ryans. Ryans loosely watched by Blackwell. Final 30 seconds. Northview may be holding for the final shot here. EJ bouncing left wing, defended here by Moses Blackwell. 5-second call, starting to clock on. Around a screen, Ryans top of the key. Switching on to him defensively is Culliver. Ryans drives, right-hand layup, blocked but a foul as he got hacked across the arm. And EJ Ryans off the drive will go to the line and shoot a couple. That is the 5th team foul on Lincoln, and they will get Culliver on the foul, his first. 16.6 in the first, 15-10 Lincoln. We're going to see Chris Morgan, the sophomore guard, come in for the first time for Lincoln in just a minute. Ryans, right-hand free throw, rattles out. Again, Northview, the unexpected loss last night, trying to avoid that again. Tyron Thomas will leave the floor as Haveman comes in. We also mentioned the sophomore Morgan in for Lincoln, but it's just a completely unforeseen loss to Lowell. I mean, we both said last night, we thought Fox 17 got hacked when that tweet came in that they had lost that game, and so many other upsets around the West Michigan area as well. Second one rattles out for EJ Ryan, so he goes 0 for 2 at the line. Lincoln, final 12 seconds, will hold for the final shot with Marcus Blackwell. He's defended by a crouched Parker Swartz. Give the reach advantage to Swartz. Left wing, crossing to the right elbow, knocked down the floor, regathered by Blackwell. Kicks on to Moses, catch and shoot 3, missed it all, and that'll do it for the first. 15-10, Lincoln leads Northview after 1. We'll be right back.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
A sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make your community a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Welcome back to the first quarter of this one, 2K23 Showcase. Warren Lincoln leading Northview, and CT, really interesting first half of play to see mostly the length of Lincoln out on the run, defending at the basket and knocking down some shots. A really good effort from Moses Blackwell with 7 to lead all scorers as well. The smallest guy on the floor by a wide margin.
Yeah, impressive start from the Abes, what they were able to do defensively, giving some problems to the Wildcats offense, and then being opportunistic and able to move a little bit on the offensive end in the full court.
In the left corner it is the 5'7" Blackwell driving baseline, kicks right corner, catch and shoot 3 from Marcus Blackwell and spins it home. Blackwell on the board with a triple. He's got 3. It's 18-10. Trap picking up some pace. EJ throws over the timeline to Cam. Left wing to Parker Swartz. Exit pass up top to EJ. Swung quickly right corner. Brady Swartz who's out there. Both the brothers for Northview along with Tyron Thomas. Their starting lineup on the floor. Top of the key, Thomas. Swings left wing to Parker. Swartz, a little bit of a double team. Throws across the floor to Cam to the corner to Brady. Here's Swartz giving to Cam Ryans on the give and go to the basket. Right hand layup. Strong off the window. Put back falls short as well. Out of bounds. Will stay with Northview. 7-10 in the second. The big guy, Tamarion Minor, will check back in for Lincoln as the other big guy, Miles Mitchell, takes a seat. This is kind of strength for length. You got 6'9" lanky, you got 6'5" and a ton of muscle, and they go with the muscle here for the defensive possession. EJ Ryans to throw in. Lobs for a leaping Parker Swartz out of his reach, stolen away, and thrown behind the defense to a sprinting Moses Blackwell to the basket. Reverse layup. Blocked off the backboard, but still goes as Tyron Thomas got a piece of it. 9 now from Moses Blackwell again. 5'7", the smallest guy on the floor is taken over in a game of giants.
Yeah, I read the inbound pass the entire way, even though Parker Swartz there with much more size, able to disrupt that and get to basket.
Cam Ryans right block travels as he shuffles the feet on the stop, and it goes back the other way for Lincoln again. 20-10 Northview. I think maybe a little bit of carryover from last night. They just seem frustrated, and this lanky, tough defense of Lincoln's been running at them. This is an Abe's team that I think they're maybe one of the more unknown teams to some in terms of statewide recognition. They're making a statement today.
Yeah, they sure are. The Northview team, offensively and defensively, really just has not looked comfortable yet. Still trying to figure things out a quarter plus into this game.
Marcus Blackwell, top of the key, drives on Swartz, reverse layup, blocked, but a foul on Parker Swartz. That is the first foul of the game on Northview. 6.5 to go in the second quarter, 20-10. Warren Lincoln, traveling team on uniform and in scoreboard today, or in uniform and on scoreboard, to flip that and say it correctly. They're in the traveling reds, the home whites for Northview. In this one here at Aquinas. First free throw, Marcus Blackwell got the friendly touch and goes home. He's got 4 for the 6'1" sophomore. 6.5 in the second. Too strong off the connector, and a leaping rebound goes down to Brady Swartz, and they'll push it over the timeline to EJ Ryans. EJ hands on to Cam. Cam, high pass, snagged right wing by Parker Swartz. Turning the back on the tight defense from Rasheed Clements. Exit pass in front of the timeline to a leaping EJ Ryan. Swings left side to his brother. Left corner Brady Swartz. Swartz bouncing around a screen. Feeds up top to the Aquinas logo and EJ Ryan. 6-10 in the second, 21-10. The Lincoln lead. Parker Swartz in the wing, defended by Clements. Tries to hit Tyron Thomas. It was out of Thomas's grasp. He's able to save it from going over and back on a Brady Swartz. Swartz drives, ball fake, two-hand shot, blocked at the basket. He tumbles out of bounds with it, and it goes Lincoln's way again. Kamari Barden and Curtis Rhodes will check in for Lincoln here as Clements and Moses Blackwell take a seat. 5:56 in the second, 21-10 Lincoln, and the Aves got the ball back. And a timeout from Coach Chana, and Northview will take a seat. We'll take a step aside and be right back.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit bowlingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Welcome back to Aquinas. Nate Chandler with you. 21-10 lead for Warren Lincoln. The Abes have got it right corner with Chris Morgan. Morgan force feed down low, picked and stolen by Parker Swartz and E.J. Ryans to run the Northview offenses. The Wildcats continue to be very, very uncomfortable against the terrific defense and length of Lincoln.
Yeah, even in the half court, which is where Northview typically excels, they've had issues.
Parker Swartz feeds for Cam Ryans, the freshman, out of the corner, drives to the left elbow, kicks up top for Tyron Thomas. Swing pass, right wing E.J. Ryans, shimmies, drives in the lane, reverse layup, falls short, and a leaping rebound down to Kamari Barden. And Lincoln has it again with Marcus Blackwell up the left side of the floor. Blackwell with 5:12 in the second. Defended here by E.J. Ryans to the free throw line, and a foul on the floor as E.J. was grabbing onto him for about a 10-foot stretch of that drive. That'll be foul 2 on Northview and foul 1 on E.J. Ryans. 21-10, Lincoln over Northview with 5:09 in the second. The big guy, Miles Mitchell, the 6'9" senior, will check in for Chris Morgan. So they got the big guy, Minor, and the big guy, Blackwell, out there. And to see the 6'9" height and athleticism of Miles Mitchell, certainly something to deal with. They try to feed Mitchell, and he settles it down at the left block. Underhand feed, left corner from Marcus Blackwell, who will back it out, defended by E.J. Ryans. He'll shoot over top of Ryans. Deep three left wing, misses strong. Race to the corner to save it in bounds by Curtis Rose. Came on to Brady Swartz. Feeds behind the defense to his brother. Good late defense to get there and contest the shot a little by Marcus Blackwell, but a reverse layup is good off the window for Swartz, and it's 21-12.
Yeah, there, Northview taking the chance to push the pace a little bit. From one Schwartz to another, a long pass. Parker barely able to get himself under control and get that shot up underneath the rim.
Gotta wonder if Northview continues to struggle offensively, if both teams will start running more and more. Into the lane to the big guy, Miles Mitchell, right-hand hook shot is way strong, but a rebound taken down by Lincoln. Up top with Minor. Minor kicks right corner, catch and shoot three. Off the connector, no good for Curtis Rhodes. Rebound to Northview, Tyron Thomas to run right to left over the timeline. Thomas feeding down low, goes through the hands of Minor, out of bounds. They crash and take out the banner and the photographers along the baseline. It'll stay with Northview baseline right with 4:08 in the second, 21-12 Lincoln.
Big change out of the timeout in the first two possessions offensively for the Wildcats. You see them right away trying to run. Thomas there, even though out of control a little bit, trying to get up the floor quickly.
Brady Swartz feeds free throw line for Tyron Thomas. It's tipped into the backcourt by Lincoln, and Tyron Thomas will restart the offense. Tyron Frostburg State commit. Fires it right wing to the sophomore Brady Swartz. Back up top for Thomas. Hands off E.J. Ryan. Swings left wing to Parker Swartz. Lincoln out of a little bit of a 2-3 zone look right now. Thrown across left wing to Brady Swartz. Stutter step, drives baseline. Sent down to the floor. No foul called on Kamari Barden. Lincoln to run here with Marcus Blackwell. Blackwell crossing into the lane, and he'll back it out into the corner. Defended by Cam Ryans, feeds to Minor. Minor spins, offensive foul. He got the elbow up in the grill of Brady Swartz, and Northview's got the ball. 6-team foul on Lincoln in this one, as Zerno will check in for Brady Swartz, who comes up holding the nose a little bit right there. If you took that high elbow, that's foul 2 on the big 6'5" junior Tamarion Minor.
They had the mismatch down low with Minor on the smaller Brady Swartz, but got that elbow elevated and ended up hitting Brady Swartz right in the face, it looked like, and fell to the ground. Offensive foul, and Minor had been able to do some work early on in this game in the paint.
Minor also takes a seat here as Culliver comes in. Feed into the paint for Zerna. Power dribble, open right-hand hook shot, strong. Lincoln the board on the run out. 3 minutes to go, second quarter. 21-12, the Lincoln Abes over Northview. Drive down the right side of the lane by Blackwell. Cut off at the elbow. He'll take it out behind the arc as Tyron Thomas is all in his grill, kind of face guarding him with a hand over top of the ball. Drive to the basket. Right hand layup. Marcus Blackwell, good off the window. That's a great single-handed effort. He had the ball the whole time that possession. E.J. Ryans driving, trying to do the same, busting into the lane. Pass to the top of the key, tipped in. Stolen by Curtis Rhodes. A held ball as both teams grab onto it. It will stay with Northview. 2:42 in the second, 23-12. Tyron Thomas to throw in from in front of the scoring table. Tyron Thomas throwing white short sleeves underneath the white uniform. He's got the jersey untucked. Up top for Cam Ryans. His jersey also untucked in the left wing with a left-hand dribble. Hand off on the curl for his brother E.J. Defended by Moses Blackwell, the 5'7" guard, your leading scorer with 9 in this one, back in the contest. Kick to the right wing for Parker Swartz. Swartz drives, right-hand shot, blocked at the basket. Rebound down to Kamari Barden, forced over the timeline to a sprinting Clements. Or Culliver, I should say. Culliver drives, no-look pass, is well out of the reach of the driving Kamari Barden, and it will go back the other way. Barden just more of the length. 6'5", 6'6" in Barden, 6'9" in Mitchell, 6'5" in Minor. This is a Lincoln team that I think their length is a little bit sneaky. They have a lot of guards. They aren't quite as beefy, maybe as some of the Wildcats guys, but man, and they work with athleticism too. Tyron Thomas, handoff E.J. Ryans. 2:10 in the second, 23-12, Warren Lincoln. Ryans will back it out. Drives left side of the lane, kicks to the corner for Cam Ryans. The freshman spins, right-hand layup, strong, a good move, but can't get the finish. Fight for the ball, rebound Zerna, and a good putback. Jacob Zerna fighting through the mass of humanity to bring Northview back within single digits.
Cam Ryans has made some nice moves to get close to the basket, just hasn't been able to finish on some of those looks, but Zerna there able to get the offensive rebound, put the basket up and in.
Moses Blackwell to the right wing for Culliver. Culliver cut off by Zerna, the defense on him on the perimeter. Culliver tries again to the free throw line, pulls it out, throws left side to Blackwell, poked and stolen by Ryans. Ryans one-on-one with Moses Blackwell, loses the handle out of bounds, but it tips off of Blackwell out and will stay baseline left on the inbound with Northview. Coach Wydell Henry for Lincoln don't love the call as he works his way over towards the official to make that known, and now we'll start coaching up his defense as E.J. Ryans will throw in from baseline left. Got it down low to a cutting Thomas, and Thomas is smacked in the face on his drive to the basket on the floor. That is foul 7 on Lincoln, and will be a 1-and-1 here for Thomas as he comes up, regathering himself after he caught quite the shot to the nose and the face there.
Second time off the inbound along the baseline there. They've gone to a look like that, get some action going towards the corners, then have Thomas cut right through the middle of the lane and try to get him an opportunity to either get a lay-in or a dunk.
Trio of substitutions coming in for Lincoln. The first free throw rattles out, falling down to the floor. Culliver able to grab the rebound, but he travels as he rolls down there. Morgan, Marcus Blackwell, and Rasheed Clements in for Lincoln here as they'll make some substitutions, including Rhodes will leave the floor, and Barden. And Moses Blackwell, 1:22 in the second. Baseline right underneath the basket inbound. Now baseline left inbound coming for E.J. Ryans. Zerna, Parker Swartz, Tyron Thomas, Cam Ryans out there along the junior guard E.J. The Western Michigan and other offered junior. Cam Ryans, stutter step, drives, floater from the free throw line, strong. Rebound spiked along the baseline. Secured nicely by Lincoln and thrown on to Marcus Blackwell to run. Blackwell up the left side of the floor, stops left wing, defended by Parker Swartz. So jack a three over top of Swartz. That one does a 360, will not fall. Rebound to Zerna. Left side, here comes E.J. Ryans. Final minute, first half, 23-14 Lincoln. E.J. Ryans backing in the lane, now takes it out behind the arc with 55. The defense on him from Rasheed Clements. E.J. right side, Parker Swartz with space. Launches the three off the connector, no. Rebound Rasheed Clements. Northview continuing to fight it right now, even when they have gotten open looks.
One of the better looks from three that they've had. A little strong from Parker Swartz, able to get the shot up over top of the defense. Right now, the Lincoln defense really forcing Wildcats to try to shoot over top of them, limiting what they're able to do driving to the basket.
Here is Blackwell, the sophomore, with 27. Defended by Swartz, Parker Swartz, that is. In front of the timeline, Swartz brings the pressure on Blackwell, nearly goes over and back, feeds to the far right wing to Culliver, and Culliver is fouled by Tyron Thomas. Third foul of the half on Northview, the first on Tyron Thomas. Moses Blackwell, 9 points. Your leading scorer will come in here for Chris Morgan. Still funny, all the size, all the athleticism, and it's the 5'7" sophomore that's been the starring offensive guy for either team in this game. Lincoln lobs into the backcourt, deep into the backcourt from Marcus Blackwell. Final 19 seconds of the second. Blackwell in the backcourt. With the left-hand dribble, blows over, past Swartz, all the way to the basket. Blackwell kicking to the corner, out of the reach of Rasheed Clements, out of bounds. Northview basketball with 10.8, a missed opportunity for Lincoln to try to get that final shot right there, and Coach Henry not happy about it, and he wants a little bit of full court pressure being shown here. Cam Ryans, right side of the floor with 9, EJ throws to Cam Ryans. Top of the key, Ryans, stutter step, spins in the lane, tough leaner from the free throw line, no. Rebound down to Miles Mitchell. Fight for the ball at center floor, and it is halftime, 23-14. Lincoln leading Northview at the break in this one. And let's roll things around now to our Centennial Securities halftime show. Nate and Chandler with you. Well, CT, that one surprised me quite a bit because the length of Lincoln, both in the half court and in the full court, just giving Northview problems all over the place. Whatever issues offensively and just kind of dry spell that Northview is in from last night continues into the first half today.
Yeah, only 4 points in the second quarter for the Northview offense and just not able to drive to the basket. They've had some issues with the length of the guard play from the Warren Lincoln defense, and so that they've had to try to shoot over the top, haven't been able to do so. Going to have to try to shoot a better percentage from the field and from deep, especially in the second half, to try to get their offense rolling.
All right, at the half, Warren Lincoln leading Northview 23-14. Our first game of 2 today on game night from the 2K23 Showcase. We're right back here on the Centennial Securities Halftime Show.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly,
you've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring.
And it was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today at 616-531-3441. Your local farmer's agent who helps you plan for the unexpected.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Michigan Sports Academies offers quality youth sports in Grand Rapids, Holland, and Muskegon. With a wide variety of programming, MSA has something for new athletes who are just starting out to experienced athletes looking to take their game to the next level. Year-round programming is offered in basketball, lacrosse, soccer, and volleyball. Your athlete will love the quality of instruction from experienced coaches in state-of-the-art facilities conveniently located in Grand Rapids and along the lakeshore. Check us out at MichiganSportsAcademies.com.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
All right, welcome back here to the Centennial Securities Halftime Show. Nate Dreyer and Chandler Timmer with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. All right, CT, let's start out our halftime coverage here by going through some scoring. By the way, 23-14, Lincoln leads Northview.
All right, yeah, for the Wildcats, leading scorer E.J. Ryans with 5 points, Parker Schwartz with 4. Then it was Jacob Scherna and Cam Ryans each with 2, Tyron Thomas with a point. For the Abes, leading scorer for the game, Moses Blackwell with 9 points, Marcus Blackwell with 6, Kamari Barden 2 points, Miles Mitchell 2 points, and Tamari Minor with 4.
Probably a little bit shorter scoring report than you were maybe expecting to give in a game like this. I mean, yes, Northview a little bit lower scoring in general with their slower pace, but man, I mean, this is a Northview team. I mean, listen, in the midst of a high school basketball season, we are dead in the middle of it. They lost last night. They're playing again tonight. It's, kind of the turning over point of the season, the OK Conference, seeing the conference for the second time over. You're going to have dead points where you might start missing some shots and having issues. It seems a little bit like Northview is snake-bitten, yes, but also this Lincoln team gets at it defensively. This is a very talented team that there have not even been many open looks. Like, Northview has missed a few looks that they were able to create, but for the most part, this Lincoln team is a heck of a defensive squad.
Yeah, the Warren defense has made everything difficult for Northview, and then they haven't made their shots, but I think, as you said, every team does go through that. It just kind of shows this Northview team that they are still just a regular team. I mean, even for all the talent that they have, all these teams go through this. This is something that every team has, and so they're kind of going through it right now. It's something they're going to try to fight. They're going to have to come up with something in the second half here to try to get themselves going. You saw them try to run a little bit, which is counterintuitive to what we were talking about in the pregame when they're traditionally been a half-court team, but sometimes you just go through those lulls. You need to find something to get your team going. You try to mix it up a little bit. So we'll see if they're able to kind of change the mojo that they've had in the second half, but you have to credit the Warren Lincoln team for what they've been able to do defensively and in turning that into offense of their own.
We've never seen a team built mostly of transfers in West Michigan that has gone through this point of the season. You know, you kind of wonder, like, first, how would they fit together as a team? They fit together as a team very well. I mean, all these kids play AAU together nowadays, so that's kind of not even a question anymore. Everyone plays with everyone. You could pretty much make these super teams if you wanted to. But it is interesting seeing them kind of get into this midseason lull, see how they got out of it. Also, must be an injury to Terrell Jefferson, obviously, because we have not seen him at all after he started more early in the year. So no Terrell Jefferson tonight for Northview. That certainly is interesting to see, and that's probably part of the loss. He's the guy that has the ball in his hands a lot of times, helping create for others, and you certainly can tell that, yes, E.J. Ryan is good, but E.J. and Cam like to work off the ball or like to kind of be more bulls at the basket, and there is something slightly missing to this Northview attack right now when they don't have really look at the rest of the year. They need to find who's running this offense, and I think E.J. Ryans is the guy. He has that kind of talent, but their offense just feels like it's trying to put different pieces together right now.
Yeah, I think once you lose your ball handler like that, a guy that can get your offense moving a little bit, I think it can be a bit of a struggle for who's going to step up, because now you've got guys that are used to being more off the ball, cutting to the basket, and moving in those types of ways, now trying to jumpstart the offense and get them rolling. And you saw E.J. Ryan's doing a little bit, be effective that way, but the tough matchup for the defense of the Abes mixed up with not having ball handler like that in your lineup can make things difficult.
Muskegon out and on the floor warming up. They, of course, got North Farmington next. We'll have coverage of that game as well. We're going to step aside one more time here on the Centennial Securities Halftime Show. When we come back, we'll preview the second half, some keys, and get it underway. Lincoln leading Northview 23-14 at the break.
Can you name the 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas? The point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Daniel the deer danced everywhere. He pranced through fields and jigged through rivers. Then he saw it. What a stage! A place no deer had dared dance before. The hood of a brand new car. And the car was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Deer Dance Floor, December 1st, 2014. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Need to replace that worn-out carpet or floor? Floor Coverings International makes it easy. They bring their mobile showroom to you. Save yourself the trip and gas shopping around. See a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and vinyl in the lighting of your own home. Go to floorcoveringsinternational.com today for your free consultation. Work with one team for a hassle-free experience from the quote to installation. And each Floor Coverings International business is independently owned and operated, so they are local business owners in our community. Floor Coverings International, the flooring store at your door.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
All right, welcome back here to the Sturz Center in Aquinas. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you on the Centennial Securities Halftime Show. 23-14. Lincoln leads Northview at the half, and I think Northview right now, the offense struggling. They haven't been able to get that in a rhythm. They're missing shots. Lincoln been able to run out a little bit, but still grinding, tough defensive. A lot of things you can expect at a showcase. A 1-40 type game, maybe not there, and I think the general pace and style is probably going to continue because both teams seem pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, I don't see either team making huge changes. I think you maybe see Northview try to be a little more opportunistic in their chances to push the pace a little bit in the second half just to get their offense going. I don't think that's something they're going to go the entire game doing that, but just to give themselves a little bit of life as they try to get some momentum in the second half. But for the Abes, I think defensively they continue to keep it locked down, try to keep that suffocating defense going. Their offense wasn't fantastic either, but just good enough with how good they were on defense to keep them in the lead.
All right. Final 50 seconds or so of the warm-up. Both teams out there again. We're in Lincoln, the traveling red uniforms, numbers in white, trimmed in black, black trimming down the side. And Northview in the home white jerseys, numbers in red, Wildcats in script in red across the chest, numbers trimmed in black with the red in the middle, and then down the side they have red and black trimming. Did you see that?
I did.
You can't. I almost got smoked by a ball. I don't even know how. Did it ricochet off the camera? I don't even know what it hit. It hit my water bottle?
It was close. I don't know.
This is great. This is great radio. But regardless, we're going to break the fourth wall a little bit right here. I don't know how that didn't hit me. The perils of being courtside, I guess, as they are returning the balls. All right, second half. Let's reset. 23-14. And we are ready to go in just a minute with this one. Same lineups that open the game will open your second half in this one. And Lincoln will get the ball to start the second half. They will be going right to left across your radio dial this half. And again, it'll be Moses Blackwell, the 5'7" sophomore, your leading scorer to start the offense. He has 9 in the first half of play. Northview opens, grinding man-to-man defensively as both teams have been running most of this game. A couple times Lincoln maybe gave a little bit of a matchup zone type look right here. Nearly tipped away by Swartz, fed back left side here for Blackwell, top of the key. Blackwell defended by Cam Ryan, stutter stepping down the left side of the lane. Tough pull up Jay, short off the window, no. Rebound down to Parker Swartz, and the Wildcats throw it over to E.J. Ryan to start things up with 7.5 in the third. Left wing, Tyron Thomas will hold, defended here by Barden. Into the paint for Swartz, left corner. Brady finds Parker, catch and shoot three, rattles out, put back Cam Ryan's rattles as well, and the board down to Lincoln. Blackwell, Moses throws over the timeline to Marcus Blackwell, backing into the lane, right hand layup, good. Nice move by Marcus Blackwell. He's got 8 now, and it's 25-14. Northview pushing the pace over the timeline to Thomas. Thomas run into by Minor. That is 3 fouls on Tamarion Minor. 7:04 in the third, 25-14.
That possession there, offense and defense consecutively, kind of a story what the first half was. The Wildcats getting a fairly open corner three from Parker Schwartz, rattles out. The Cam Ryan's there, good positioning on the offensive rebound, but can't finish the shot there either. And the Abes right away turning that into a basket.
6'9" Miles Mitchell checks in here for Minor, who takes a seat with a third foul. Northview lobbed from Ryan's left wing to Brady Swartz. Cam Ryan's to his brother E.J. right wing. E.J. around a Cam screen to Thomas left wing, left corner, Parker Swartz. Catch and shoot three, strong off the back rim. The late closeout from Kamari Barden, and the rebound ripped down by Miles Mitchell. Again, late closeout, missed shot, and Lincoln the ball back with 6:46 in the third. Feed to the right elbow, somehow gathered by Barden away from Swartz. Fires it from right elbow to left elbow to Mitchell. Mid-range jumper, falls short. Rebound Northview. Brady Swartz to run over the timeline. Kicks left corner to his brother. Parker lobs left wing for Cam Ryans. Toes the line. Long three. That one no good. And the rebound down to Miles Mitchell. I say toes the line long three because you've got the college three-point line. That's where everyone is taking the threes from today. Drive from Moses Blackwell along the baseline. Kicks right wing to Marcus. Blackwell will back it out here, defended by Parker Swartz. Marcus Blackwell to the cup, right-hand layup, got the friendly touch and goes home. Marcus Blackwell now your leading scorer with 10, and it's 27-14 Lincoln.
Blackwell having to get past Parker Schwartz. Has some length on the defensive end as well. I had to beat him in order to get that shot up.
Tyron Thomas tries to split a double team, and he is fouled as he tries to do so. They will get Marcus Blackwell on the foul. Second foul of the half on Lincoln, and the second on Marcus. 27-14, Warren Lincoln over Northview. Just under 6 minutes to go in the third. The big, lanky Miles Mitchell stands over top of Cam Ryans, who throws it into his brother into the backcourt. E.J. Ryans wearing number 5 in white. Defended here by Moses Blackwell, left wing. Gives it to Tyron Thomas on the reach, right wing. Thomas working the pivot foot. E.J. Ryans, right wing. Across the floor, E.J. will back it out in front of the timeline. He's got Mitchell switched on him right now. Ryans drives, left baseline, reverse layup, no, put back is good off the window for Tyron Thomas. Thomas had his nose at the rim right there on the putback, 27-16.
Tom's definitely able to get up when he wants to.
Step back three, Moses Blackwell, short rebound down to Lincoln and Rhodes, and a foul called on Brady Swartz on the fight for the ball. First foul of the half on Northview, and foul 1 of the half on the team. Foul 1 on Swartz. Left corner for Mitchell. Swung right wing for Curtis Rhodes. Rhodes left side. Moses Blackwell thought about another deep three. E.J. Ryans rotates on him defensively. Stutter step to the free throw line. Blackwell stops, feeds left corner for Mitchell. Mitchell crosses to the wing. Handoff on an extra weave on to Moses Blackwell. Blackwell with 9, defended by E.J. Ryans in between the rings with 5 in the third. Feed right elbow to Barden, back to Blackwell. Left corner, Marcus Blackwell drives baseline, stops, clutches, scores. Blackwell a good start to his second half, and back up 11 goes Lincoln.
Blackwell from the corner able to drive along the baseline. Defense there, multiple guys in the lane ready for that drive, but able to hesitate and still score.
Thomas feeds free throw line, Cam Ryans hesitates, drives, right block, spins, two-hand shot, blocked off the glass, but a foul called, and that will send Cam Ryans to the line to shoot a couple. Third foul of the half on Lincoln. The foul will be on Kamari Barden. Sorry, the foul is going to be on Curtis Rhodes, his second. And Cam Ryans to the line. Just 2 points right now for the freshman. Jamari Culliver, the junior guard, set to check in just a minute here for Lincoln. First one too strong for Cam. Zerna will check in for Northview for Parker Swartz. And as I said, Culliver will come in. It is Rhodes taking a seat for the Abes. One more at the line for E.J. Ryans, number 0 in white, jersey untucked for the freshman. White short sleeves underneath the white uniform. Right-hand free throw rattles out. He still has 2 points, goes 0 for 2 at the line. Blackwell pushing the pace down left corner to Barden. Barden drives, left-hand layup, rolls out, but a foul. And Kamari Barden will go to the line and shoot 2 here for Lincoln. The foul is on E.J. Ryans, second of the half on the team, and second on EJ. 4.5 in the third, 29-16, just more of the same in the third quarter right now.
Barden catching that ball in the wing, and quickly, defense still trying to retreat. Barden able to make a move, get to the Euro step. Defense has to commit the foul as they're not back.
Left-hand free throw for Barden, no good. Wears 3 in the red uniform, a red headband on the 6'6" junior. Bends the knees, left-hand free throw. Rattles home, got a really friendly touch off the front rim, off the back rim and down. 3 now for Barden, and Lincoln showing some full court pressure. EJ, no looker to Tyron Thomas, whipped over the timeline to Zerna. He hits a cutting Cam Ryans. Right-hand layup, reaching around. Mitchell is good, and Ryans back on the board. It's 30-18. Marcus Blackwell defended by Tyron Thomas in between the rings. Drives left wing with it. Thomas sticking with him, sticking that foot out, trying to deny the passing lane. Handoff left side. Moses Blackwell, deep 3 over top of Zerna is good. 33-18. Blackwell with 3 and 12 in the game and extending his range. 33-18. And Lincoln taking off. The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. The GRS-HOF also presents annual events in support of West Michigan athletics and raises funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow the Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame on Facebook and check out pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com. Thanks, of course, also to the Granville Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency and Centennial Securities. You see them rotating on screen all day long. They are our title and presenting sponsors of Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. The Bates Agency on our banner when we do have it out at places, including, of course, at Granville, our kind of home base with MGN coverage. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you, 3:59 in the third. And Lincoln continues to make a statement.
Carried over their impressive first half performance here into the third quarter. Able to grow their lead. A big three-point shot there from Moses Blackwell. Had 9 points in the first half. Adding to it there, patiently jabbing. Eventually the defense relaxing a little bit, stepping back. He knocks down the 3.
1-2-2 trap, slows Northview down over the timeline. Zerna from the left corner fires a pass that's tipped into backcourt. E.J. Ryans regathers with 3:44 in the third. Ryans drives, turns the back. Right corner on to Brady Swartz. Swartz steps back into the corner with it. Feeds right side to Ryans and swung up top from E.J. to Cam Ryans. Cam to Thomas, left wing. Thomas back to Cam, left corner. Jabs, drives baseline, cut off. Tries to feed for Thomas, poked and stolen, and thrown behind the defense to Moses Blackwell. Blackwell to the basket. Zerna got back, blocked the shot. Follow dunk, Barden is too short, and Northview to run the other way with Brady Swartz. Swartz for E.J. Ryans. In the wing, down low for Zerna. Zerna skies, and a two-hand shot is good.
Jacob Zerna from Bryant.
33-20. Lincoln now leads as Northview finally gets to the 20-point threshold with 3 minutes in the third.
Barden for the Abes had been down on the ground trying to get that. A rebound ended up going down, and the Wildcats able to capitalize off the 5-on-4.
Moses Blackwell flies in the lane. Reverse layup short. Long fight for the ball. Goes to Miles Mitchell. Up top, deep three. Catch and shoot. Marcus Blackwell rattles out. Rebound down to Miles Mitchell again, but he's tied up by Brady Swartz. Alternating possession will go to the Wildcats with 2:40 in the third. 33-20 Lincoln, a 13-point lead for the Abes. Coaches Wydell Henry, David Shano watching on right here is E.J. Ryans to slow it down a little bit right now. Lincoln in a half-court 2-2-1 trap. A little bit of a unique defensive look right here as they'll swing around at it. Pass to the left corner, back up top to E.J. Ryans, is into the backcourt, chased down by Kamari Barden, who had initially tipped it. He is forced to go all the way to his own baseline, unable to save it, and will stay with Northview right here, but they're back in the backcourt. Very interesting defensive look as they go to that 2-2-1 half-court defensive set. Now they'll extend it, sorry Chandler, back to a 1-2-2 full court.
We'll see if they eventually use that back in the half quarter. That was a one-time thing, but Coach Henry choosing to set that up and immediately getting a turnover.
2:20 in the third, 33-20 to the free throw line. Cam Ryans drives into a double team, and he is fouled on the floor. Fourth team foul on Lincoln, and the foul is on Miles Mitchell there on the hold. 2:16 in the third. That foul on Mitchell is his first on the big 6'9" senior. Baseline right inbound here for E.J. Ryans. E.J. Cam Ryans, both the Swartzes out there. Tyron Thomas out there for Northview. Lobbed up top for Cam. Cam to Brady, left wing. Swartz peering and looking. Defended arms spread wide by Kamari Barden. Up top for Parker Swartz in between the rings. To the right side, E.J. Ryans on an underhand handoff. Ryans out in front of the timeline with 2 minutes. Will slow it down. Give it to Brady Swartz. Handoff for a curling E.J. Ryans to the right corner. Ryans, stutter step, drives baseline, cut off and poked out of bounds by Jamari Culliver. Stays with the Wildcats. 1:55 in the third. 33-20 Lincoln. E.J. Ryans to throw in. Lobs high, right wing to a leaping Parker Swartz. Back to Ryans in the corner. Big up fake. Defense comes on him from Miles Mitchell. Drives the baseline. Takes it to the rack. Now feeds left wing. Catch and shoot three. Brady Swartz cashes in. Right down the hatch. Good. Brady Swartz, the sophomore, on the board for the first time, and it's a 10-point game. Jamari Culliver, left corner, kicks out in between the rings to Moses Blackwell. He's loosely defended by E.J. Ryans. Screen from Mitchell. Blackwell to the right wing. Kicks right corner to Marcus Blackwell on a hard drive, but he steps out of bounds, and Northview takes over. Just under 90 seconds to go in the third. 33-23. Chance for Northview to get back within single digits here.
This chance for the Wildcats to go on a run that they've had probably all day long. Finally get an open look for Brady Schwartz. He hits the three. They get a turnover and a stop defensively.
No one with more than 5 points right now for Northview offensively. Just 23 in the game. Stutter step E.J. Ryans, right wing, swung left corner to Cam. Cam turns his back on Marcus Blackwell defensively. He's trapped, able to get an exit pass to Tyron Thomas, left wing. Thomas drives in the lane, no look past Brady Swartz, tipped out of bounds, stays with Northview on the floor. It tipped off of Jamari Culliver. 1:03 in the third, 33-22, Abes. 33-23, Abes. Baseline left, E.J. Ryans to throw in. E.J. corner, catch and shoot three. Parker Swartz, good. Back-to-back threes for the Swartz brothers. He's got 7, does Parker, and it's a 33-26 game.
All night long, the Abes been daring the Wildcats to force them to shoot the three over top and hurt them that way, and the Wildcats have been unable to do that, but Parker and Brady Schwartz now both hitting some threes and cutting into the lead.
41 seconds in the third, 33-26 Lincoln. E.J. Ryans in front of the timeline, crowding into Blackwell. Blackwell directing some traffic. The sophomore with 33. 5-second call starts in front of the timeline. He races across the floor to the right side. Now back across to the left with a left-hand dribble. Moses Blackwell switches hands. E.J. Ryans loosely staying with him with 22. Holding for the final shot in a 33-26 game is Lincoln. Blackwell across the floor. Feeds all the way down low. All alone, Jamari Culliver. Left-hand shot, no good. His putback is strong as well. A follow. Mitchell on another board. Hook shot, no. And the touch is good. I think it'll be Barden, I think is who they're giving credit for. I think it actually tipped off on Northview and in on the fight for the ball. 35-26. The third quarter is done, and Lincoln has the lead. We'll be right back.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
All right, welcome back. Final quarter, 8 minutes fresh on the board, 35-26, and CT. Northview has given themselves a chance at the end to try to go on a run despite how terrible this game has probably gone from. I think they'd be the first ones to say that all in all.
Yeah, I think it's been a struggle for the Wildcats through the first three quarters. Finally hit a couple shots there towards the end of the third, couple threes. Gave them some life. But then a long possession from the Abes right at the end. They got 2 points back and back to a 9-point lead.
Lincoln will get the ball to start the final frame. They go right to left across your radio dial in the traveling reds. Home whites for Northview. Marcus Blackwell peering from the volleyball line. Feeds all the way down low. Hits a cutting Culliver. Reverse layup. Good. Jamari Culliver on the score sheet. As that time he's able to finish on the backdoor cut. 37-26.
Very similar to the last play before the end of the third quarter. Long pass on the backdoor cut.
Parker Swartz right wing, double teamed and trapped as Lincoln is upping the pressure. Throws all the way across to Cam Ryans. Whips it left corner, catch and shoot three. Brady Swartz, back rim no. Leaping rebound, Cam Ryans. Ripped it away from defender. Drives to the basket, reaching layup short but a foul. And Cam Ryans to the line to shoot two. 7.5 in the fourth. The foul will be on Tamarion Minor. That will be 4 on the big junior. Sorry. They're going to get Jamari Culliver. I'll say Minor not out there yet. I swore I saw 34 as the signal at first, but it will be on Culliver. That is his second, team's 5th. First one rattles out for Cam Ryans, who has really struggled at the line. Now Minor will get set to check in, along with Curtis Rhodes for Coach Henry. Barden and Culliver go to the bench. Cam Ryans again at the line. Sophomore or freshman continues to just fight it at the stripe. We'll see if he can get this one. Bends the knees, flicks with the right. Unable to get the rattle, and the rebound to the big guy Minor, who skies for it. So Ryans 0 for 2 at the line again right there. Marcus Blackwell, defended by Tyron Thomas, at the point. Rolls around a screen left wing, kicks with 2 hands, left corner to Moses Blackwell. Blackwell hits a cutting Minor, cut off by Brady Swartz. 2-hand feed short, off the rim, and the rebound down to Lincoln again. Another feed down to Minor, turns his back on Cam Ryans, clutches and scores. 6 for Minor. He had the size advantage, and he just got the big man bucket, bodying up the freshman there.
Yeah, when Minor's been in the game, they've gone to that matchup a couple times. 6 points for Minor, getting him down on the blocks where he's got a size advantage and muscle advantage on a lot of the defensive matchups.
Lincoln goes to a 2-3 zone here this time. Up top for Parker Swartz, swings to his brother Brady right corner. Brady got the ball away from defender, swung extra pass left corner to Parker. Parker peering, and a pass finds its way on a long march to Tyron Thomas. Thomas threw a tip up top to E.J. Ryans. It was Blackwell that got a piece of it. Ryans feeds right side Brady Swartz with 6:20 in the fourth. Swartz to the top of the key, right wing for Ryans. Facing up against the zone and having issues right now, the Wildcats. A lot of stagnant or lack of motion in their offense right now as well. Swartz in the right wing. Swartz trying to direct some traffic and get something going. Swartz, frustration building, throws left side to E.J. Ryans. They are struggling in this zone look right now. Swartz left corner. Parker Swartz with it to his brother Brady up top. Feed free throw line, Cam Ryans to E.J. right wing. E.J. driving, cut off right corner. Ryans turned out and lobs up top for Brady Swartz. Swartz to E.J. right wing. 5:43 in the fourth. Cam Ryans to the free throw line. Left wing to Brady. Back up top for E.J. Possession continuing as they just face up against the zone right here. Left corner for Brady. Brady, lob pass, right side, E.J. Ryans. Catch and shoot three. He settles for that, and he misses it short. And the rebound down to Mitchell, and he's fouled on the baseline. 5:25 in the fourth, 39-26. That was a rough possession from Northview. There's a lot of teams that play zone in West Michigan. That was kind of surprising how much they just stood against it.
Yeah, that was a minute plus of swinging the ball around and not really having an objective offensively, not getting it to the spot where they needed to. Finally getting a little bit of motion, getting the basketball and an open look for E.J. Ryans, but still pretty contested for how long that took.
Mitchell, top of the key, drives to the right wing with it. Defending him, all over him is Parker Swartz. Knocked out of bounds, but a timeout called by Lincoln first. 39-26 with 5:05 in the fourth. Quick 30-second timeout called. Scott Bates is your local Granville, Jenison, and Hudsonville Farmers Insurance agent and is a great longtime supporter of Game Night and offers business insurance, auto, homeowners coverage, and more. Give Scott a call today at 616-531-3441 or stop into the agency located at 3181 Prairie Street Southwest in Granville. 5:05 in the fourth, 39-26. Continues to be a grind. And right now, if Lincoln can continue to execute defensively, I don't think they need to score again. This has been a very impressive defensive performance on the A's behalf.
All night long, and the man-to-man defense shown some zones there, especially on that last possession. Even if that had resulted in a basket for the Wildcats, the Abe's probably going to take that with how much time it took off. If it's going to take, every possession's going to take that long. There's going to be
5 possessions left.
Yeah, the Wildcats will not have enough possessions left in the game to make a comeback.
5:05 in the fourth, 39-26. Curtis Rhodes back in to throw this in. Right side in the front court on the inbound. Able to get to a curling Blackwell right wing, defended by E.J. Ryan. So back it out in front of the timeline with a left-hand dribble. Throws high left side to Tamarion Minor. Minor up top from Mitchell, out of his grasp, but regathers. Is loosely watching him is Brady Swartz. Kicks left corner to Rhodes. Rhodes up top with a right-hand pass to Blackwell. Blackwell loosely watched by Zerna, who's back out there defensively. Blackwell on the curl in front of the timeline, handoff. Moses Blackwell fakes right, drives left. The middle of the lane, Blackwell, floater, good. Nice touch. He has 14. It's 41-26 Lincoln.
Moses Blackwell's been impressive. Undersized, and as a sophomore, what he's been able to do amongst some of the big players in the middle of that defense.
Zone is back, right side for E.J. Ryans against a 2-3 variety. Swung Tyron Thomas left corner. Thomas, free throw line cam, right side E.J. E.J. working the jab step, drives right baseline, cut off, left corner, catch and shoot three. Tyron Thomas cashes in, knocked it down, nothing but net. 6 for Thomas, 41-29 with 4 minutes to go. Again, they score a basket, but took some time off the clock.
Took a little bit of time, a little better approach, though, from the Wildcats. Able to get the catch and shoot three for Thomas.
Kamari Barden gets set to check in just a minute here for Lincoln. It's the big guy, Minor, back and spinning to the free throw line. Minor able to get an escape pass, right corner to Moses Blackwell, trapped and nearly stepped out of bounds, but regathers his footing, sprints in front of the timeline, picked up on the switch defensively by Jacob Zerna. Blackwell versus Zerna. Right corner, Marcus Blackwell, back up top for Moses. Moses drives, free throw line, left-hand layup on the extension is blocked, but a foul on Zerna. Fourth team foul on Northview. 3.5 in the fourth, 41-29, and Blackwell to the line. That's the first foul on Zerna.
2 times for Marcus Blackwell.
The words from Coach Henry Wydell to the checking in Kamari Barden was, let's end this thing, and I think that's a little bit of where they're starting to look to in the statement they have been making. Blackwell is good. That is 15 for the freshman. And again, I know I'm a broken record saying as Mitchell checks out, but there's a lot of size. There's no one else under 6'4" on this court. The 5'7" sophomore leads all scorers and has been the driving force of this game.
He's had to be quick and creative when he's got in amongst some of that size, but he's been able to make it work.
Hits the second. He has 16. The zone back out for Lincoln. I think Lincoln wondering if they should have gone to this from the beginning. Been fairly effective. Tyron Thomas throws left side to E.J. Ryans. Ryans drives in the soft spot. Pull-up shot, free throw line, no. Rebound tipped around a couple times before Brady Swartz regathers. Up top for Ryans. Right corner to Zerna. Zerna working the jab step. Turns his back down to the right block. Double team. Zerna turns. Right-hand layup. Got the friendly touch and rolls home. 6 now for Zerna. 43-31. Coach Chana calls a timeout. Centennial Securities is a community service-focused, locally owned investment firm with strong Midwestern values. Since the day they opened their doors in 1978, they have and will continue to recognize that it's not prudent to take a one-size-fits-all approach to investing. Check out Centennial Securities online at centennialsec.com. Well, right on cue, Northview scores again against the zone, so seems like they've got a little bit better approach figured out. Again, like I said, a lot of teams run zone in West Michigan. It's not the first time they've seen it.
Yeah, it just took them a minute to figure it out. They had a minute or more trying to sit there and figure out, and I think also part of it without their point guard, again, without someone who can handle the basketball and kind of be the guy to set that up against a zone defense, just still struggling with that just a little bit.
Also, there's a difference in the zone when everyone's 6'5" and super athletic versus the West Michigan zone, which is a 1-3-1 or a 2-3 that everyone running at you at 5'11". So there is a little bit of a difference in that regard, you'd have to say. Full court pressure on here from the Wildcats. Pass over the timeline to nowhere is able to be corralled by Tamarion Minor. Minor defended by Cam Ryans. Double team comes on. Minor turns, lobs all the way across the floor. Moses Blackwell right corner with 2:50. Blackwell chased in front of the timeline. Double team comes, he evades it. Blackwell keeping the handle on his own. Skip pass in front of the timeline to Marcus Blackwell. Right corner for Rhodes. Rhodes, extra feed, looking for Moses Blackwell out of his reach into the scorer's table. Northview takes over, so the Wildcats up the pressure, get a turnover. 2:35 in the fourth, 43-31 Lincoln. Cam into E.J. Ryans. Swartz left wing. Lincoln in the zone again. Right wing for Thomas. Skip pass, left side E.J. Ryans. Ryans, no looker to Cam at the free throw line. Ryans busting in against Minor. Turns the back, shimmy. Right hand shot, good. Nice work by the freshman. He has 6. It's 43-33. Been a
battle for Cam Ryans most of the night, but good post move there. Spinning, get to the right hand.
Marcus Blackwell to a leaping Kamari Barden. He'll run over the timeline. Feed down low for Minor. Right corner, catch and shoot 3. Rhodes all alone. 360, good. Rhodes on the score sheet with 3, 46-33. Now Northview trying to beat the defense down the floor. The long pass to Zerna, I should say, in and out of his hands. And last touch by Zerna. Lincoln takes over. Full court pressure on from Northview. Just under 2 minutes to go in the fourth. Pass to Moses Blackwell. Settle down at center floor. Blackwell going the wrong way, now throws over the timeline to Marcus. Marcus to the right elbow, pull-up shot, falls short, rebound to a leaping Barden. Barden for Marcus Blackwell, up top for Moses with 1:42. Trap coming on, throws right side to Marcus, to the right corner for Barden. Barden hits a cutting Marcus Blackwell, easy right hand layup is good.
Marcus Blackwell.
14 for Marcus now as well, 48-33. Final 90 seconds, Ryans, hard pass off Tamarion Minor. Skies in the air, and Lincoln gets the rebound. Moses Blackwell in the backcourt, working all on his own, weaving through the full court pressure. Extra feed came on now to Marcus Blackwell. Blackwell lobs for Rhodes, who skies and jams with 2 hands. 50-33, the exclamation point for Lincoln. Cam Ryans, right wing up top for Tyron Thomas. He'll try a deep 3. Off the connector, no. Rebound down to Curtis Rhodes. 33-50. Northview, a tough one. Their worst day probably of the year, I think, in a lot of regards. Well, along with last night, a tough loss for them as well. Steal to E.J. Ryans on the push up the floor. Ryans takes it all the way to the basket. Right-hand layup is good. It's a 15-point game with 37 seconds. Here's Moses Blackwell over the timeline. Blackwell crossing against some token pressure to the top of the key. Looks like Northview may be willing to let this thing settle down. Let's see. Now he'll be chased down. Blackwell will be to the right side. Moses races through the defense. Split a couple of defenders. Right-hand layup, good. 18 for Blackwell. It's 52-35. All the way to the basket. Feed on a Brady Swartz. He'll dunk with a right-hand jam, and that will finally do it. 52-37. Both teams got their shots in at the very end, but that'll do it. And Lincoln makes a statement in this one. They go to 13-3 on the year. Welcome into the Centennial or the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency post-game show. Like I said, that's a statement from Warren Lincoln.
Sure was. From start to finish, really controlled this game against a still very talented Northview team that's just going through some struggles right now. Back-to-back tough days for them, but doesn't take anything away from what this Warren Lincoln Abe's team just did.
All right, absolutely. We've got a lot more to talk about. When we come back, we'll have some stats. We'll have your Centennial Securities Player of the Game, and then after that, we'll turn the broadcast back over because we got North Farmington and Muskegon coming up for our second game of our doubleheader here from AQ. Warren Lincoln, big win, 52-37 by 15. They take down maybe the best team from West Michigan, Northview. We will be right back here on Game Night.
The sinister cries haunted Mary through the night. Dawn neared, and still the voice tormented her. She ran towards the safety of her car, flung open the door, and a coyote had somehow gotten locked inside. But the damaged interior was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Coyote Carpool, August 1st, 2015. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, welcome back courtside here to the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency postgame show. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Tim with you. All right, CT, give us a scoring update, please, from this Warren Lincoln win.
All right, we'll start on the Northview side. No one scoring more than 7 points. Parker Schwartz with 7, E.J. Ryans with 7 as well. Then Tyron Thomas and Jacob Scherner both with 6. Cam Ryans also with 6. Brady Schwartz with 5 points. On the Abe side, leading scorer Moses Blackwell, 18 points. Marcus Blackwell with 14. 6 for Minor, Rhodes and Barden with 4. Mitchell and Culliver with 2.
All right, and that turns us into our Centennial Securities Player of the Game. Moses Blackwell, we said it. It was a game of giants. It was the 5'7" guy. I like that height. That's a good height, I think, for someone to be. And Moses Blackwell went out there and cut through the defense. He ran the offense. He was the star of the show. Marcus had 14 as well. But Moses Blackwell, the guy that made it happen, the small sophomore, certainly took this game over and is the reason offensively in particular Lincoln won this game.
Yeah, he was the guy that ran the offense that Northview didn't have, kind of ironically on the other side. That he was the guy handling the basketball. He was the one being creative in the lane, and really did have to do some impressive things when he's going up against so much size, both offensively and defensively for Northview. What he was able to do to still get 18 points was impressive.
All right, so Warren Lincoln makes a statement. They beat Northview in this one. By the way, it's now 2-1 east side over west side today, as Kalamazoo Central did get the win last game, but Ann Arbor Huron won, and now, of course, east side gets another win with Warren Lincoln in this one. So Muskegon, North Farmington. I'd say it's the game of the day. I know there's a really good Orchard Lake St. Mary's versus Catholic Central game coming up later today as well, but I think this might be the game of the day, and it might be a preview of the Division I state championship game. It is that good of a game, and that is coming up after this. All right, Warren Lincoln the win. Let's reset the broadcast. We're right back as we go from our Bates Agency postgame to our Bates Agency pregame show. We're back in about 7 minutes or so. We'll hear from the MHSAA and set things back up for that one.
Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
Winter finals will be here before you know it, and there's still a need for registered officials. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. Welcome to 2023 as we pick up our winter sports season already in progress. While it seems like the fall season just wrapped up, winter championships will be here soon. So let's get you caught up on the whens and wheres for each of our sports. First is the Upper Peninsula Swimming and Diving Finals for both boys and girls on February 18th. And then it's on to Team Wrestling Finals on February 24th and 25th in Kalamazoo. And that's followed by Boys and Girls Skiing Finals February 27th. March is when the schedule really heats up. The competitive cheer finals will be March 2nd and 3rd this year, and those will be held at the McGurk Arena in Mount Pleasant. Girls and boys bowling finals will be held March 3rd and 4th, the same weekend as individual wrestling finals at Ford Field. Ice hockey drops the puck March 9th through 11th for semifinals and finals at USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth. Gymnastics finals are that weekend as well. Those will be held at Lakeland High School. And the Lower Peninsula Boys Swimming and Diving Finals are also March 10th and 11th. Girls basketball invades the Breslin Center on March 16th for the start of 3 days of semifinals and finals action. Champions will be crowned on Saturday, March 18th. And then the boys move in the next weekend. Semifinal play starts March 23rd, and all 4 finals will be Saturday, March 25th. Both boys and girls basketball finals will be carried live on Bally Sports Detroit. For schedules, pairings, brackets, tickets, and streaming information, the best place to go is to the newly redesigned MHSAA.com. Everything that you need for our winter finals can be found there. Game balls this week go to Belding junior wrestler Jack Ward. He notched career win number 100 over the break, joining his older brother Mitchell and his dad/coach Art as 100-match winners at Belding. To Bedford's Victoria Gray, she scored 25 points in a 9-point win over South Lyon East in the Airport Showcase. Bedford is off to a 7-0 start this year in girls basketball. And to Montebello senior J.T. Smith. He went over the 1,000 career points mark in a win over St. Charles.
Need money for college? You need My Student Aid. My Student Aid is the go-to resource that helps Michigan families find money to pay for college. Plus, they'll guide you through the financial aid process and answer any questions you have. For grants, scholarships, and more, connect with My Student Aid, helping make college affordable for everyone. Learn more at michigan.gov/MIStudentAid.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Sam Davis.
If you've seen the movie Hoosiers, you know that a basketball rim is 10 feet above the ground. That's the same if you're in the gym at Beaver Island High School or at Little Caesars Arena. But what are the other court dimensions? To start, courts are typically 84 feet long, but can be up to 94 feet long. They're also 50 feet wide. The free throw line is 15 feet from the face of the backboard, and the high school three-point line is 19 feet 9 inches from the basket. Each hoop is a circle, 18 inches in diameter. The boys play with a basketball 29.5 inches in circumference. The girls play with one that's 28.5 inches in circumference. And believe it or not, 2 girl balls will go through a standard rim at the same time.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you are interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. Sticking with officiating, since 2020, the number of registered officials in Michigan has fallen from more than 9,000 to less than 8,000. It's a dip that puts extra strain on our current officials. But for the fall 2022 season, the number of registered officials is more in line with where we were pre-pandemic, and things seem to be slowly trending up. The MHSAA has increased pay for postseason games and provided membership in the National Association of Sports Officials. Membership gives officials expanded insurance coverages, access to professional services and development, and a subscription to an MHSAA-focused referee magazine. But there's still a need for more. If you are interested, go to MHSAA.com and click on Officials for more information. Because without officials, it's just practice. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
Lobs ahead over the timeline to Gable. Gable straight to the basket. Elevates. Slams it down over top of Orbaugh. Won't get it. Ryan dribbles to the corner. 15 seconds to go. Ryan, Vanderjack up fake. Launches a three. Good. Oh, my goodness. Out to
the point. Rosema, innocent space. Shot scores! 2-goal lead for the Bulldogs. 4 unanswered. Line, giving on to Titus. Titus angles, pull up shot for the lead. Good! Brady Titus, a scream to the heavens after he knocks it down.
All right, welcome back to the Sturs Center. Nate and Chandler with you here. Game night on Michigan Sports Radio and the Bates Agents pregame show. All right, North Farmington, Muskegon. Like I said, regardless how you rank them, they're both top 5 in the state. They're both big. They're both athletic. They're both mean. They're both tough. They both score at a very high rate. They both defend at an unbelievable rate as well. North Farmington gives up less than 40 points per game. Muskegon scores nearly 70 points per game while still only giving up 42. They're fast, yet they defend. I mean, you can talk in circles because they're both that good. And like I said right before we left, this might be a state champion. We're like, these two teams very likely may be at the Breslin Center. That might be a preview here today of that.
Yeah, we've gotten some great matchups through the showcase events like this, and I think none better than what this is going to be when you've got two teams. The records kind of speak for themselves. You've got one loss combined between the two schools. Really impressive, and a lot of similarities between them when you start to go down the numbers, points per game that they've scored, the amount that they've given up, both just ridiculous numbers when you compare them to some of the area schools, and looking forward to seeing these two go head-to-head.
Thank you for buying time for me while I was getting the starters for Muskegon. It is a little bit different starting lineup for Muskegon than what they sometimes run, but they've got a lot of different options that they can go to, and they're very deep. David Day, the third, the senior, gets to start alongside Jordan Briggs, Anthony Sidnor, and Terrence Davis in this one. So that is interesting. Stanley Cunningham, too, if I mention him. But an interesting lineup for sure that they bring to the table because you got a guy like a 6'6" Justin Watson. Mackay Guy comes off the bench for his father, head coach Keith Guy. A lot more talent down as well that they have, and size. That's the first thing about Muskegon. They are deep and talented, but they need to be. This is one of the fastest teams. They're going to run kind of a havoc in-your-face press the entire time, quite honestly, and they're going to get easy baskets on one end, and they're not going to allow a single easy basket. They may turn you over 15 times on the other end.
Yeah, it's impressive what they do, and they run a system like that. They've got multiple guys. They've got 7-8 guys, even more than that they can rotate in there at times and can really not have a ton of drop-off. You've got a ton of guys that are quick, very aggressive, and they can just rotate in and not lose a lot.
Again, Keith Guy and Todd Negosian, your head coaches in this one. Muskegon now 13-0, perfect on the season. They beat Reese Puffer big last night. We saw Reese Puffer last week. They're a good team. I mean, they proved that. They went down to the wire with Detroit Catholic Central. So Muskegon has been on a different level. But North Farmington has got something as well, and it starts with their 6'3" senior wing, Ryan Hurst. He's a transfer. He's a 2-star point guard and wing at 6'3". But this is a guy that he's got a Miami of Ohio offer, a couple other those level schools interested in. Well, very top-level scorer. But the thing is, he's big, he's tough, he's physical. He can shoot over top you, and he can bull you down in the lane as well. It's the one thing about Muskegon. They're lanky and athletic inside. They're a little bit shorter and hyper-athletic at guard, but they may not have someone quite with the bulkiness of Hurst to be able to attack against.
Yeah, we'll see what Hurst is able to do with some of that muscle and what Muskegon's going to have to do defensively to try to match up with that. Hurst's going to try to take advantage of that potential mismatch and lead his team and get some scoring touch going that way. Muskegon going to have to try and find an answer.
Last time out is a 50-48 win over Ferndale, one of the top teams in Division II for North Farmington. So this is a team, of course, in the OAA Red, one of the best conferences in the state of Michigan that is very, very battle-tested year after year. All right, we're taking our break here on the Bates Agency pregame show. When we come back, let's get into a little bit more, start to look more at some of the key playmakers that come to the forefront for a pair of teams that are fairly young in terms of some contributors, especially Muskegon, and have a lot of talent to go along with the defense that I think comes to the forefront for these teams a lot. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back here from Aquinas.
The sinister cries haunted Mary through the night. Dawn neared, and still the voice tormented her. She ran towards the safety of her car, flung open the door, and a coyote had somehow gotten locked inside. But the damaged interior was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Coyote Carpool, August 1st, 2015. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Hi everyone, Nate from MGN. Hopefully everyone is enjoying today's presentation of Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. We are incredibly proud of the last few seasons of MGN and the coverage and broadcast editions that we've been able to bring, including adding in-house produced video coverage this winter. We also are very, very excited for the future and have some big plans on how to expand and improve further upon our video, podcast, and radio coverage. We are incredibly thankful to Granville and the Michigan high school sports community for their support as we've seen our audience continue to grow like wildfire, seeing upwards of 8,000 to 10,000 people in total tuning in for some of our largest Friday night and playoff coverage games. We're also, of course, thankful to the Granville Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency and Centennial Securities for their great long-time presenting sponsorship of MGN. Because of them, all these great additions that we've been able to make over the last few years and all these plans we have going forward have been able to happen. Of course, also, we have to thank the community that is tuned in, and because of all that, we're in a position where we are looking to add partners here at MGN as we continue to look to improve that coverage going forward, along with our other due diligence looking on ahead. We can even reach out to you, the listener here today, if you, your company, or somewhere you know may have interest in partnering with Michigan Game Night. Please feel free to reach out. MGN offers a unique opportunity to sponsor both the Granville area, get your ads reached out into the West Michigan area and beyond throughout the state of Michigan with playoff coverage. There's no one broadcast team and maybe even additional broadcasts within the MGN window that quite offer that sort of benefit for your company. And through customizable presenting sponsorship plans that are for the 2023-2024 school year, we'll even be able to throw in this winter onto these affordable plans. I think there's a unique, customizable deal that could be met to help best find the needs of your company, meet them to MGN. We are so excited about what's coming. We're thankful to the community that's been able to support us over the last few years, and we're really, really ready to see what's next. And hopefully, along with the great support from the Bates Agency and Centennial Securities, we also are going to be able to march forward with even more great things going forward. We've added video coverage, and now I think it's time to add on even more to our video, radio, and podcast coverage going forward. So thanks again, everyone, for their support. And make sure if you do have interest to reach out through MichiganGameNight.com. You can find an entire contact page right there, in particular through email, migamenenight@gmail.com. There's phone numbers and more also listed that you can reach out to myself through on the Michigan Game Night website. Thanks again, everyone. Now let's get back to the game. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Stir Center. Courtside, Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio, North Farmington, Muskegon. Wrapping up our coverage, at least today. Two more games, Grand Rapids Christian, Grand Rapids Catholic Central, both on deck here still in this one. Catholic Central, that game will be on Michigan Sports Radio. Eric Wells, Joe Lavoie. Big day for Eric. He was doing the girls' game earlier at Catholic Central. Now he's running over here to Aquinas for this game later on as well. So he's got a big day ahead of him, and a really interesting one as they take on Orchard Lake St. Mary's to close the day. Have the starting lineups for both teams. Athleticism, I think, is going to be the key word for both. I think North Farmington has a couple different ways they sometimes can go with their lineup. They have a big guy, Lee Hardy, 6'6" senior, not starting. Instead, they have Donovan Williams, their senior power forward. He's a little bit more athletic and a run-oriented guy. I think that's our first note. This game is going to be hyper fast, I believe. And normally when I make a prediction like that, I'm wrong. I don't think I'm going to be wrong today. I think I'm going to be right about this one.
Yeah, it feels pretty confident to throw that out there. I think that both these teams throwing out some athletic lineups, guys that can get up and down the floor pretty quickly. Sure, we'll still see some rotation in from some of those guys that are normally in the starting lineup, but throwing some lineups out there that could really go up and down the floor pretty quickly.
Yeah, so again for North Farmington, it'll be Makai Jackson, the guard, Tyler Spratt, Landon Williams, all guards, and then Ryan Hurst, the wing, and Donovan Williams, the power forward, getting the start for them. And then Muskegon, it's David Day, Anthony Sidnor, Stanley Cunningham, and Terrence Davis, and Jordan Briggs. I think I may have missed him in the starting lineup. Of course, Briggs, the Wayne State commit, David Day, an Aquinas commit, Anthony Sidnor, a Ferris State commit. Now, I say those three names, and it's interesting because they only have 3 seniors. This is a very young team for Coach Guy. All of his seniors are committed to the next level.
Yeah, I think that says a lot when you've got guards like that are experienced, guys that are playing at the next level, typically going to be some smart players that have been in the system and know how to run the offense, and multiple guys that play the guard position that are right around that 6-foot athletic, can do some similar things that really play well together.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fascinating matchup. I cannot wait to get this one underway. A lot more to get to here on the Bates Agents pregame show. Do not go anywhere.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly,
you've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring.
And it was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today at 616-531-3441. Your local farmer's agent who helps you plan for the unexpected.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Rather than just always relying on one player.
Yeah, Scott Bates Agency pregame show continues here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. CT, I think the next thing that you have to mention most notably in this contest is break me every time still. Every single time that happens, it gets me. The winners still go to the Heartland student section last year at the Breslin Center. Those guys win every time. Season. And we'll wrap up our broadcast with the Heinz Orthodontics smile of the game.
Driver. Hi, I'm Chandler Timmer.
Oh, wow.
We're going to leave this in.
All right.
This is staying in the show. He is Chandler Timmer. I am Nate Dreyer. This is what happens when you work together for 6 years. The names are one.
We're just one, yeah.
Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. Michigan game night, tailgate report. We clearly have to stop talking. I do at least. I will see you all. I see you too. Friday night, Granville, Wyoming. I think 6:30. We're on the air for that. Goodbye.
And Cam Regnerus has scoring report for the Panthers. 4 points thrown at that point guard position. Tough backcourt in general. Getting to some of those other pieces that we have out there. After 3 years, it finally almost came down on me. Good catch. I don't know what kid caught that, but that was a good catch. But regardless, a tough back. All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timber with you. This is the Bates Agency pregame show. About 3.5 to go until we get this one underway. North Farmington and Muskegon, our second final featured game for MGN today on the coverage. Thanks everyone tuning in through MichiganSportsRadio.com, through the MGN YouTube, or through our Twitter account. We also have a stream going on. So, of course, if you have a smart TV, YouTube app, you can have us up on there. It still works, even though it's just radio coverage, enhanced radio coverage. I have to use my coin term, enhanced radio coverage of this one today. Another great event. I want to shout out Brandon Guyton and everyone at the 2K23 Showcase. Again, another great event. You got the DJ going, great energy. Gym's starting to fill up a little bit as we get into these later games as well. And this one, we knew it was going to be the game to watch all day. You can see it with the athletes just in the warm-up lines. There are some games where you just kind of see both teams, and they've got length, they got skill. Most of the shots are going in the warm-ups as well. You just kind of get the vibe where you know it's going to be a real battle. Plus, when you know both teams are top 5 in the state, it adds to it even more.
Definitely adds to the hype. Yeah, both these teams kind of know what's going on here. They know the opponent that they're going against, the attention that they've gotten. This is a chance here in a primetime style game, and where you've got a huge crowd, a packed arena, to watch you play another quality opponent, and a chance to, if you haven't already made a statement, for both these teams have to even add to that and add some more momentum.
And like I've mentioned, both these teams might play again this year, and if they do, it's going to be in East Lansing at the end of the year. That is the sort of teams, obviously, that we're talking about in Division I to add to it even that much more. All right, keys to the game are somewhat similar. Muskegon a little bit more havoc in their press. North Farmington a lot of times more of a 1-2-2. So that's a little bit where it's going to be. North Farmington looking to make you take longer, create some chaos, some steals on that. Muskegon wants pure and utter chaos, and they play well with athleticism in pure chaos.
Yeah, I think Muskegon really excels when things are pretty wild and out of control, and then they allow their speed and talent to take over and really excel that way. North Farmington, similar style in terms of trying to turn the basketball over and get out and move a little bit, but trying to force you into some bad passes and a little bit more methodical in the craziness, so to speak.
Both teams have essentially 4-guard lineups they go with to start this game. How important, I mean, it goes without saying, is that to have not just 4 guards, but you need 4 guards or at least 3 that can handle the ball against the press that you're going to see for both sides.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. When you're trying to beat pressure, either way, you need players that are comfortable with the basketball in their hand, able to put it on the deck and dribble when they have to, but are also smart, can keep their vision up on the court. You're going to have passes available when double teams are coming and when traps are there. And so you need a little bit of everything. You need players that can make some moves with the basketball to get the ball up the floor.
All right, one last break. We're going to step aside. We're going to be back, and we got maybe the game of the day. Top 5 opponents in Division I today. It's North Farmington. It's Muskegon. This has been the Bait Station pregame show. Do not go anywhere.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each butter burger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
All right, welcome back. Starting lineups underway from the Stir Center. Let's meet your starters one more time. This one, North Farmington in the traveling black uniforms, numbers, trimming, and lettering all in gold under the control of head coach Todd Nagosian. They are 11-1 on the season. They'll be starting the senior guard, Makai Jackson, alongside the junior 6'3" guard, Tyler Spratt, and the 6'4" junior guard, Landon Williams. On the wing, they'll have the 6'3" senior, Ryan Hurst, the Mr. Basketball frontrunner in a lot of regards, and the senior forward, Donovan Williams. Muskegon under head coach Keith Guy, now 13-0 on the season in the home white uniforms today for the Big Reds. They will be starting the 5'10 senior guard David Day, the 6' senior guard Jordan Briggs, fellow 6' senior guard Anthony Sidnor. The third gets the start alongside the junior guard Stanley Cunningham, and in the middle they'll have the 6'6 big man, the junior Terrence Davis. Again, the jerseys are in white for Muskegon, numbers in black, trimmed in red, black and red trimming all around the uniform. This is it. This is the D1 battle of the day. Top 5 in the state versus top 5 in the state. Like we mentioned, the Goose Poop analytics site have these teams 1 and 2 in the state of Michigan, and for very good reason. This is a big-time coaching battle. Coach Guy hit 500 wins in his career recently as well. Todd Nagosian, a very well-respected coach from the other side of the state that's done a lot of things with this team. They're long, they're athletic, but I said the word mean earlier. These are two teams that play with a mean streak, and that's what makes it fun in a game like this, in prime time under the lights.
When you got two teams that have that in common with each other, it really makes a interesting matchup. You got two teams that very much have their style. They play aggressive, try to turn the basketball over, have a little mean streak in them. Sometimes you need that as a team. Of course, have to keep it under control, but both these teams do a tremendous job of that.
Muskegon in the home white jerseys go right to left across your radio dial. North Farmington and the traveling blacks go left to right. Donovan Williams on the jump against Terrence Davis. Give Donovan Williams about an inch at 6'7", over top of 6'6" Terrence Davis. 8 minutes up on the board. And away we go. Tip straight back by the Big Reds. And Jordan Briggs, the Wayne State commit, with pace over the timeline, fires it to Anthony Sidnor. Pass left side to Day. Day, left corner for Cunningham. Cunningham across the floor, right corner, catch and shoot three. Sidnor off the front rim, no. Rebound down to Hurst, the Mr. Basketball contender to the board. And North Farmington to run the offense with Landon Williams, the 6'4 junior guard, left wing. North Farmington a little bit more half-court and willing to set here right now early offensively. Williams left wing, loosely watched defensively by the big guy Davis. Up top for Jackson. Jackson spins in the lane, right-hand layup, falls strong, and a rebound is ripped down by the Big Reds and Davis. With pace, here comes Muskegon. Pass left corner to Briggs, split a pair of defenders, jump pass right side to Day. Deep three, right wing, off the front rim, no, and a chase to the rebound is secured by Landon Williams. North Farmington will settle it down a little bit, but Muskegon is going to run.
Yeah, really on two quick possessions, two long threes, but that's the way they play, getting into their shot very quickly.
First minute gone, couple of possessions already in. Here's Williams, the lanky guard, firing right side to Hurst. Hurst, the screen from Williams to the top of the key. Gets a switch on him defensively. Spins in the lane. Right-hand shot short. Rebound through a trio of bodies that crash in on top of him. Gathered by Hurst. And a foul on Muskegon is our first of the game. They get Stanley Cunningham, the junior wing, on that foul. No score, just past the first minute gone. Raiders to throw it in. Right corner to Hurst. Long two from the corner. Off the back rim, no. Chase to the rebound. Bodies crashing on the floor. Out of bounds. Last touched by North Farmington. The note I'm also seeing a lot of contact being allowed and a lot of bodies crashing. That's going to up the pace even more. North Farmington brings a 2-2-1 full court trap on. Day Jr. jump pass over the timeline. Left and stolen at center court by Tyler Spratt. He'll throw it left side to Landon Williams. Pull up Jay. Rolls out. Rebound down to Donovan Williams at the block. To the right wing for Jackson. Drives across the floor. Left corner. Catch and shoot three. Spratt. Off the front rim. No. Rebound down to Davis, but stolen by Hurst. Right hand shot through contact. Good. And a foul. Good work by Ryan Hurst. Steals the board and shows some of that muscle to put it home. Hurst 6'3". Like I said, a lot of athletes out there. This is the biggest bowling ball on the court, and he's showing it early with his play style.
Both teams cold from the field out of the gate, but Hurst able to play physically down low, off the miss, steal the basketball away, and then use some of that size in the paint.
Free throw good for Ryan Hurst. Completes the three-point play in the full court trap. Comes on again. Briggs up the left side of the floor, turns the back, gives it behind him on to Day. Day crosses over the timeline. Day left side to Briggs. Briggs jump pass, Day up top. Pressure closing in on him out of a 1-2-2 half court trap. Fire to the corner to to Sidnor. Sidnor has it poked away out of bounds, and it will stay with the Big Reds. Sidnor to throw it in again. And again, North Farmington, half court, bringing the pressure. Muskegon's okay with it. They want to be fast. Briggs, handoff Sidnor, drives to the basket. Euro step, two-hand shot, blocked by Williams, but a foul. And Muskegon will go to the line with Anthony Sidnor III, the 6-foot senior guard, who is a Ferris State commit. 2 minutes gone in the first. 3-0 North Farmington.
The half-court matchup on this side of the floor. The Muskegon offense against North Farmington defense. The Raiders very comfortable chasing you around defensively with traps. The Big Reds very comfortable running away from that and trying to create space.
First one good for Sidnor, number 4 in white. Matching red Nike shoes for everyone on the floor for Muskegon to go along with the white uniform. One more at the line right here for Sidnor III. Offsets the right foot in front of the left. Right hand free throw in front of the face is good. So Muskegon on the board in a 3-2 game. Inbounded right side to Jackson. Muskegon goes man-to-man, full court pressure. Williams back over the timeline, right side to Jackson, who will slow it down a little bit. Jackson throws left side to Spratt. Spratt left corner, Landon Williams. Landon trying to find Donovan in the post. Now he'll start the dribble instead. He'll back it out in front of the timeline. Following him there, Jordan Briggs on the defense. Landon Williams across the floor, right corner to Jackson. Head fake, drives, cut off right block, lobs up top for Hurst with 5.5 in the first. 3-2 North Farmington early. Hurst, the big guy, rolling from the right elbow. Handoff, top of the key, catch and shoot three from the lefty, Landon Williams. High off the connector, no good. And a skying rebound down to Cunningham. Muskegon to run with Jordan Briggs. Briggs all the way to the basket. Right hand shot, swatted out of there, out of bounds by Williams. Stays with Muskegon. 5:19 in the first. Paces and styles shown. North Farmington, they're willing to set it up, willing to get their shot. Muskegon runs as much. This might be the fastest team in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, they're instantly foot on the accelerator going down the floor. Briggs trying to get to the left side, but Williams cutting through the lane, meeting him there.
Sidnor for Day, pull up Jay mid-range, falls strong, and a rebound is down to North Farmington. They'll push the pace here over the timeline to Jackson. Jackson drives at the basket, right-hand shot swatted by Davis, but a foul. That will send Mekhi Jackson to the line. The rowdy crowd not loving it. And here is Jackson, a senior point guard. That's foul 2 on Davis and foul 3 on the team. Up from the bench, Montrell Oliver, the junior, will set to come in. Free throw is good for Jackson. 4-2 North Farmington. So Davis to the bench, Oliver, I should say, in. Oliver 6'4", a little bit more of a wing, so as if the Big Reds needed more athleticism, that's what they go with. Second one too strong, remains 4-2. Rebound down to Cunningham. Day in the backcourt, loosely watched defensively by Jackson, blows over the timeline, fires left corner to a leaping Briggs. Briggs, right side Sidnor, feeds to the corner for Oliver, drives across, left corner pass onto Day, launches a 3, strong off the back rim, rebound North Farmington and Landon Williams. Williams lobbing for Donovan Williams, driving to the basket, turns on the pivot, steps out of bounds. Muskegon basketball, 4:47 in the first, 4-2 Raiders.
Williams on the long pass down the floor underneath the basket. Caught it, but as he was trying to spin back more towards the middle of the floor, stepping out of bounds and turning the basketball over.
Right wing Briggs drives, pull-up shot from 15, spins home. Jordan Briggs on the pull-up, ties the game at 4 with 4.5 in the first, and Muskegon brings the full court man pressure. Over the timeline, Mekhi Jackson, loosely watched here by David Day III, the senior guard. Jackson to the top of the key. Hurst, catch and shoot 3. Over top of Oliver, no, or Cunningham, no. Chase to the rebound, down to Briggs. He's going to run with numbers. Briggs behind the back dribble to stop left wing. Angles right elbow, feeds to the corner. Catch and shoot 3 for Sidnor. Off the back rim, no. Leaping rebound, Jackson. Underhand feed onto a sprinting Ryan Hurst. Hurst, Euro step into the lane. Floater strong. Offensive foul. Second on North Farmington, first on Hurst. 3:55 in the first, tied at 4. Lee Hardy, the big 6'6" senior, will check in here for Donovan Williams for North Farmington, and the Raiders set up their full court 2-2-1 trap. Here is Briggs up the right side of the floor. Back to Day, swings left side to Cunningham. He'll throw it over the timeline, across the floor to the right side to a leaping Briggs. Briggs into the lane, lost the handle, stolen by Hurst. Landon Williams left wing with it, faced up defensively by Day. Muskegon operates man pressure in the half and the full court. Jackson right wing with 3.5 in the first. Jackson around a screen, dump pass to Hardy. Hardy drives, right-hand shot, good, offensive foul. David Day III draws it on the charging big man Hardy. 3 fouls on either team, and here comes Mackay Guy, the junior quarterback and point guard for Muskegon, along with Dwayne Ray Jr. But Mackay Guy, we saw him in the fall. We did the Muskegon football game. A floor general in the truest sense that they are able to have come off the bench, mostly just because he's a junior. They have all the senior talent otherwise. Left side to Briggs, throws over the timeline to a leaping Day. Day back onto Mackay Guy, top of the key. Left side to Briggs. Briggs feeds it to Sidnor, left baseline, drives to the basket, left-hand shot, blocked at the rack by Spratt. North Farmington the ball, tied at 4, 3:15 in the first. Landon Williams, right wing, defended by Briggs. Throws across left wing to Ray Jr. Corner Spratt, back to Ray, swung right wing to Williams, who looks back to Coach Nagosian for the new word. 3 minutes to go in the first, tied at 4. Defense to the order of the day early. Feed down to the big man Hardy, the big 6'6 senior. Turns, throws left corner, catch and shoot 3. Splash, Dwayne Ray Jr. Down the hatch, good. 7-4 North Farmington. Briggs in front of the timeline, working against the trap. On to Sidnor, who crosses over the timeline. Sidnor trapped. Exit pass to Day, left wing. Across to Briggs. Briggs, up fake, drive, pull-up jumper. Strong off the back rim, leaping rebound down to Spratt. 2:28 in the first, 7-4. North Farmington to finally slow it down a little. Williams for Spratt. Spratt to Williams in the corner, down to Hardy. Hardy fakes, left side, catch and shoot 3. The lefty Williams rattles out, no, Hurst the rebound. Put back with a right hand, strong through some contact. Hardy the board, and Hardy a right hand finger roll is good. 9-4 North Farmington.
Hurst and Hardy both exchanging chances on the offensive glass. One on the right side, one on the left, finally able to get the 2.
David Day swings right side for Guy, right wing, catch and shoot 3. Briggs off the back rim, no. Leaping rebound, Landon Williams. 1:45 in the first, 9-4 North Farmington. Fast game continuing. North Farmington a little slower, and they'll go half court again here against the man-to-man defense for the Big Reds. In front of the timeline, Landon Williams, the 6'4 junior with a left-hand dribble. Lobs it left elbow to a spinning Spratt. Spratt, right wing, Hurst. Foul off the ball. The 3rd offensive foul of the game on North Farmington. That one on Hardy, his 2nd. He'll be checking in here in a moment. 9-4. 1:26 in the first.
Big Reds defense doing their best. They got some offensive foul calls. David Day's drawn a couple charges, setting his feet, knowing the physical style that North Farmington's trying to play with.
Sidnor beats the pressure but loses the ball at the free throw line. North Farmington and Jackson, who's back out there, will take the offense. 1:15 in the first, 9-4. North Farmington the lead, and again, they're going to slow the game down a little bit. They're okay working at a little bit slower pace. You can see it in the way these two teams score as well, with a slower pace certainly being on North Farmington's side. Right wing for Jackson. Jackson drives in the lane, floater, banks good. 3 from Mackay Jackson, a tough one in the lane, 11-4 North Farmington. David Day, back to Guy, throws over the timeline, left side to Briggs. Briggs on to Guy, left side Briggs with space, catch and shoot 3, splash! Jordan Briggs with 5, 11-7. Mackay Jackson over the timeline, defended by Day with 26. Right wing for Ray Jr. Up top, Donovan Williams swings to Jackson, left wing, lobs it down to Hurst. Hurst turns the back, no look feed, onto Spratt, drives to the basket, 2-hand dunk attempt, blocked and a foul. .1 of the first, 11-7. Foul is on Mackay Guy. And it is Ryan Hurst going to the line, the foul on the put-back attempt that came on the back end of the dunk. Hurst at the line, 3 points for the Mr. Basketball contender. Bends the knees, flicks up with the right, scores it pure. 4 for Hurst, 12-7.
Hurst being most effective on the offensive glass thus far, and one earlier, now another offensive rebound and more free throws.
Hurst got them both. He's got 5. It's 13-7 North Farmington. Hurst will get a rest here at the end of the quarter as Landon Williams checks back in against a 2-2-1 full court trap on. Mackay Guy, left side of the floor, stutter step, blows over the timeline on his own. Guy all the way to the basket, reverse layup, circus shot, off the window, falls, 13-9 with 2 seconds. Half court heave for Ray after the buzzer misses, and that'll do it for the first. North Farmington 13, Muskegon 9. We'll be right back.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
A sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make your community a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
All right, welcome back. Game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you. 13-9, North Farmington over Muskegon after 1. Ryan Hurst will be checking back in for the Raiders after the break. This game is out of control pace-wise, and that's even with North Farmington trying to kind of go slow.
Yeah, both teams have been going fast. North Farmington much more willing to settle it down when they have to. Muskegon is going full speed ahead pretty much the entire time.
Lobbed into the backcourt, full court pressure being upped a little bit right now by Muskegon. North Farmington to take it with Jackson. North Farmington scores just shy of 60 points per game. They give up less than 40. Muskegon scores nearly 70 points per game. They give up 42. And the right wing, Landon Williams, with 7:45 on the second quarter clock, feeds up top in between the rings to Jackson. Jackson with 3, the senior guard early. Starts a left-hand dribble, angles to the left side of the floor, followed over there by Jordan Briggs. Gets a switch on him, Stanley Cunningham now the defense. Jackson throws left corner, catch and shoot 3 for Hurst. Off the back rim, no. Skying rebound, extending good down to Donovan Williams. Williams in the corner is trapped up and loses the handle of the ball, but it's poked out of bounds by Muskegon. Sidnor takes a seat. Justin Watson, the 6'6" junior, will come in his place. Also, Tyler Spratt, the junior guard, comes in for North Farmington as Dwayne Ray Jr. takes a seat.
I think Coach Guy for the Big Reds sending in Watson a little bit more size, giving up a lot of offensive rebounds right now, trying to neutralize that.
Hurst feeds up top for Jackson. Here's Mackay Jackson, defended by a crouched Mackay Guy. Right wing for Williams, up top to Spratt, swings left wing Jackson. Jackson drives, left block, forced out and feeds to the left wing for Landon Williams. 7:07 in the second. Williams defended by Jordan Briggs. Throws with 2 hands, left wing to Jackson. Jackson crosses across the floor to the right wing. Head fake, dribble drive to the basket. Left-hand layup, reaching around Montrell Oliver, no good. Ball spiked out of bounds, last touched by North Farmington along the baseline. 6:55 in the second. Muskegon takes over, 13-9. Coach Guy, always dressed to the top level in his suit, is maintaining his grip on his team right here. 2-2-1 trap on for North Farmington. Fed in right side to Mackay Guy, Keith's son. Here's Briggs, throws left side to Justin Watson, skip pass through the legs of a defender, back onto Briggs, blows over the timeline, throws right wing Mackay Guy. No look feed, left wing to Watson, up top for Briggs. Briggs trapped in front of the timeline, jump pass, left corner for Watson. He'll jump it back up top to a high reaching Jordan Briggs. Briggs up fake, drives and cut off left wing. Half court trap here for North Farmington. Swung to the left corner, catch and shoot 3. Watson, splash! The lefty knocks it down off the bench. 6:24 in the second, 13-12. Longest possession of the day ends in points for Muskegon.
Yeah, they had the Raiders chasing them around again, but the Big Reds staying composed, getting basketball to the corner for Watson.
That's the thing, even when it's a longer possession for Muskegon, it's chaos the whole time. It's constantly running. Big Reds going to a half-court trap of their own right here. They close in. Left corner, Williams against the trap, throws all the way left corner to right top of the key, or in front of the timeline to Jackson. Spratt feeding a cutting Donovan Williams, good. They worked it around, they lulled the defense to sleep against the zone, and Williams scores at the basket, 15-12 North Farmington. They bring their trap back out in the full court. Guy, near side, Watson throws over the timeline, jumped and stolen by Spratt. Spratt to the basket, right-hand layup, good. Back-to-back baskets for North Farmington. They create the second off a really nice full-court trap steal. 5:34 in the second. Muskegon working here with Briggs. Left-hand dribble. Crosses over the timeline. Briggs, right side, tipped out by North Farmington. 5:24 in the second, 17-12. Sidnor will check in for Oliver. And this game about to, I believe, get a little bit more chaotic. North Farmington staying in their 1-2-2 half-court trap, and Muskegon starting to trap in the half-court as well, as if the full-court pressure wasn't enough. Guy, left side for Sidnor. Fakes a pass left, skips it top of the key. Briggs, deep pull-up off the front rim, no good. Rebound to Williams. Escaped him, but Spratt settled it down. And here comes North Farmington. Landon Williams, 6'4" junior guard to run the offense. Muskegon goes back to man-to-man defense here in the half-court. Williams across the floor, handoff for Hurst. Hurst to 5:04. Second quarter, 17-12. 5-point lead for North Farmington. Hurst directed some traffic, throws with one hand across the floor to Jackson, right wing. Jackson will back it out here. Right in front of the timeline, crowding him is Briggs. Jackson, left corner to Williams, jabbing. Worked on here by Guy defensively for Hurst left wing. Hurst to settle it down for North Farmington. Starts the drive. Hurst bullying his way to the rim. Two-hand shot strong, but a foul. Hurst set that one up. He stood in the deep left wing. He let the play develop and then just bowled with his strength in the lane and goes to the line. The foul was the first on Sidnor and the fifth on Muskegon.
Again, a slower possession, but getting the ball in the hands of the player that they want. Hurst setting that one up, clearing out the lane, and then gets aggressive, going to the left hand.
First one too strong for Hurst, has another coming. He is stuck at 5 points right now. He and Briggs are your leading scorers with 5. Kind of crazy despite the general pace of the game. North Farmington slowing it down at points, but how low scoring it is because the defenses are so good at their core. Hurst unable to convert on the second either. Rebound down to Cunningham. He saves it along the baseline. Muskegon to run with Sidnor up the middle of the floor. Anthony Sidnor all the way to the basket. Reverse layup, short foul. Sidnor, you could see it in his eyes. He was going coast to coast the second he took that one down.
One-man fast break, Sidnor. Even though the defense had a couple guys back, Sidnor trusting his ability, going to the Euro move, even though the basket doesn't go, knowing he's going to get some contact.
Foul 2 on Williams, foul 6 on North Farmington. At the line, Anthony Sidnor. Got the first, nothing but net. 3 now for Sidnor. Ray Jr. and the big guy Lee Hardy will check in for Jackson and Donovan Williams, the senior forward. 4.5 in the second, one more at the line for Sidnor. Where's number 4 in the white jersey? White compression pants for Sidnor. Those red shoes with the right foot offset in front of the left. Dribbles in rhythm a few times, spins the ball, bend to the knees, right hand free throw. Too strong, leaping rebound down to Spratt, who's been all over the boards for North Farmington. Muskegon showing some token full court pressure. Right side Williams, now the trap comes on, throws over the timeline to Hardy. Left side to Spratt. Spratt to Hardy, running to the basket. Able to adjust midair with a late arriving Cunningham and score with 2 hands. 4 for Hardy, 19-13 North Farmington. They bring their own trap out. Cunningham tries to pass behind him, batted back into his face and taken over the timeline by Cunningham. Extra feed, right corner, catch and shoot 3 for Watson off the back rim, no. Rebound down to North Farmington and Landon Williams. 3:52 and less in the second, 19-13 North Farmington. Top of the key, Landon Williams, the junior guard, defended by Jordan Briggs. Trap came, throws it across the floor. Hurst, right wing, catch and shoot 3, banks it in. Ryan Hurst with 8 on the bank, and a timeout from Coach Guy. 22-13 North Farmington with 3:37 in the second. We'll be right back.
We have a timeout on the Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit foldingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
All right, welcome back to Aquinas. 2-2-1 full court trap is on for North Farmington. Muskegon with the ball right side for David Day. Throws on the Guy. Guy left side to Briggs. Back to Guy. He'll cross over the timeline. Split a pair of defenders. Guy, no look pass. Batted around and stolen by Hardy in North Farmington. 3:20 in the second, 22-13. Lob to Hardy in the paint. Right side for Hurst in the wing. Lobs back, Hardy right block. The big guy turns his back, throws left corner. Catch and shoot three. Ray Jr. off the back rim, no. Skying rebound down to Muskegon, and Jordan Briggs to run. Briggs stops with a behind the back dribble, left corner, feeds to Guy. Jump stop, up top, whole bunch of space. Catch and shoot three. Day Jr. way strong off the back rim. Leaping rebound to Guy. Right corner for Sidnor. Sidnor trapped. Exit pass up top for Day. Ball fake. Drives. Left corner. Catch and shoot three. Briggs on the way. That one's short. Rebound down to Spratt. And North Farmington will settle it down with 2:40 in the second.
Big Reds eventually working themselves into some open threes, but you can tell just the clock a little bit quick is some quick releases and shots not falling as much from three as they're used to seeing.
Out of bounds on North Farmington on some pressure in the front court, and Muskegon takes over. They move right to left, near side inbound from in front of Coach Guy. The full court trap is on for North Farmington. Guy near side, blows over the timeline, left-hand dribble. He's tripped from behind by Dwayne Ray Jr. And that is 7 on North Farmington, and that will send Mackay Guy to the line for a 1-and-1. First foul on Ray Jr. Coach Nagosian, who has been as vocal as I've ever seen a coach, without getting a technical in the first half so far, making his displeasantries known, and he'll retreat back the other way away from the official as Guy goes to the line. Single shooting sleeve, compression sleeve down the left leg for Guy. Wears number 3 in the white jersey. Offsets the right foot very slightly in front of the left. Right hand free throw up and good for Mackay Guy. He has 3 for number 3. Ryan Hurst from the bench will check in. He tried to check in by just looking at me, and that apparently isn't good enough. Had to go check into the actual scorers to my right, and he'll come into the game as Spratt takes a seat. One more at the line for Mackay Guy. Guy, after the second free throw, has got a sub ready to come in. Guy dribbles once, bends the knees, flicks from in front of the face with the right and misses strong, and Hurst the rebound. 2.5 in the second, 22-14 North Farmington. The lowest scoring, fastest paced game I have ever seen in my life. Left wing on to Ray. Ray defended by Day up top for Hardy. Swings to the wing for Jackson. Jackson will back it out in front of the timeline, defended by Mackay Guy. Going between the legs, rocking. Drive from Jackson. Floater from the free throw line. Cashes that down. 5 now for him. 24-14. North Farmington by 10. The pressure is on. Sidnor over the timeline. Under 2 minutes to go. Sidnor driving to the basket. Leaner is good. 5 for Sidnor.
Defender falling down, looking for the charge call, but that one called. Is Sidnor able to hit the little floater?
Mackay Jackson drives, throws to the corner, tipped up by Guy, but stays with North Farmington. Left wing with Williams. Throws down right block to Jackson, turns his back, gives up top to Williams. Drives free throw line, cut off, hand off to his right side to Hardy. Hardy, right corner for Jackson. Lobs for Hurst out of a double team trap. Hurst turns, drives free throw line, kicks with 2 hands, left wing to Williams. Williams shuffles the feet and travels. It's Muskegon basketball. 1:17 in the second. Tyler Spratt back in for North Farmington as Ray takes a seat and they get more size out there.
Coaching staff for North Farmington wanting Williams to go right away. You can see him have second thoughts about putting the basketball on the floor before he led to the travel.
Mackay Guy into a trap over the timeline, give in front of the timeline now to Day, right corner Sidnor, pull up 3, splash. Foot was just on the line, they'll count it for 2, 24-18. Tough one though for Sidnor, he has 7, which leads his team in scoring. Final minute of the second, 24-18. Couple substitutions as Elijah Langston, the 6'7 sophomore, will check in for Coach Guy. Amazed by the amount of youth and athletic and lanky youth that Coach Guy has to work with, but his team trailing 24-18 right now. In the backcourt, token pressure on Mackay Jackson from Day. Jackson over the timeline of the left-hand dribble. Throws left wing to Landon Williams. Williams curls top of the key, crosses back to the left side. Lob left block to Spratt. Turns the back, up fake, Hardy. Hook shot, short. A travel before the shot. Back-to-back possessions end in a travel for North Farmington, and the Big Reds take back over. Mackay Guy quickly checks back in for Elijah Langston. 44.5 in the second, 24-18 North Farmington, and the pressure will come out in a 2-2-1 full court trap. Here is Mackay Guy. Got around the defender, blows over the timeline. Guy curls left wing, cut off defensively by Jackson, throws free throw line Day. Right corner, catch and shoot three, Briggs rolls out, rebound tapped down and taken by Hurst. North Farmington to run with 30 seconds. Hurst will back it out, leading 24-18 at the end of the second quarter. Hurst crosses, working on Sidnor, left side for Williams. Left corner, Spratt back to Landon Williams, left wing, defended by Briggs. Williams drives to the corner, feed to Spratt, left block, double team, on the floor. Great effort by Mackay Guy to dive, tie it up, alternating possession goes North Farmington. What a play, what a heady play by Mackay Guy.
Very smart, playing undersized, down underneath the basket a little bit more than probably he wanted to. Able to get in there, reach in, tie up the basketball before post move was put on.
Watson in for Cunningham, full court trap on for North Farmington. Here is Day, right side of the floor, able to race by the trap into the front court. Day, Euro step, floater, good. First points for Day, brings his team within 4, and that'll do it for the second quarter as Ryan Hurst heaves at the buzzer and nearly banks it in from three-quarters court. And we have reached the halftime break. 24-20, a wild, wild game to say the least. In this one, we welcome you into our Centennial Securities halftime show. Chandler, please, you didn't get a chance to say much in the first half. Save me, have something here. That was out of control at points in that first half.
It really was, and for as much up and down the floor as we were seeing, not a lot of points being scored. It was kind of wild that we were seeing a lot of good opportunities on both ends, and really for the game and a half now that we've seen, offense has been a little bit difficult, but you saw some shots start to get made there right in those last couple minutes. Muskegon starting to hit some more shots from the floor, North Farmington as well, so I think even though the scoring a little bit lower maybe in the first half, I think you maybe see that pick up in the second.
Feels like a very important run that Muskegon just went on at the end of the half as well to close the game down, and they did it by, I think if there was a 11 that they could turn the dial up to in terms of the pressure, that's what the Big Reds did.
Yeah, they did. They were able to get out. They got when you've got guys like Mackay Guy coming off the bench that can handle the basketball, it can really turn up the speed. Got Sidnor as well, hit some tough shots there at the end of the first half. Really able to even more, go quickly, just let those guys go crash the lane as hard as they can, and you know good things are going to happen if you do that more often than not.
Ryan Hurst leads all scorers with 8. Anthony Sidnor leads Muskegon with 7 after the first half of play. 24-20, North Farmington over Muskegon. We're going to step aside on the Centennial Securities halftime show. We'll be right back with stats and a lot more to get to.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly,
you've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring.
And it was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today at 616-531-3441. Your local farmer's agent who helps you plan for the unexpected.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings. College coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Michigan Sports Academies offers quality youth sports in Grand Rapids, Holland, and Muskegon. With a wide variety of programming, MSA has something for new athletes who are just starting out to experienced athletes looking to take their game to the next level. Year-round programming is offered in basketball, lacrosse, soccer, and volleyball. Your athlete will love the quality of instruction from experienced coaches in state-of-the-art facilities conveniently located in Grand Rapids and along the lakeshore. Check us out at MichiganSportsAcademies.com.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you. Centennial Securities halftime show. That's the wrong. Granville West Ottawa aren't playing either. We welcome you back now in courtside. Tuned in last night, of course. Granville West Ottawa played a game that was a race to 40, and we have a race to 40 here again. It would appear as of so far. We'll see how things change in this one. 24-20. North Farmington leads Muskegon. In this one, I had CT take us through our scoring from recap from the first half of play. It's probably a little bit shorter scoring recap than we may have been expecting in this one.
Yeah, definitely shorter than you may have imagined, and maybe not some as big of numbers as you would have imagined either. But the Big Reds start on that side. 5 points for Briggs. Sidnor, leading with 7. Briggs with 5. Day with 2. Watson with 3. And Mackay Guy also with 3. For the North Farmington Raiders, leading all scorers, Ryan Hurst with 8. Mackay Jackson with 5. Hardy with 4. Ray with 3. Spratt and Williams both with 2.
Doing Mr. Basketball contenders with Sidnor and Hurst. Hurst just barely with the advantage there. I said to you off air about North Farmington and this team, and like Muskegon has so much speed, names we know in part because of football. We know some of these names, of course, but guys that are committed at the next level, and the same can be said for North Farmington. But what I'm going to say about the Raiders is they just find a way, especially when there's that point they're up by nearly 10. You don't quite know how they're beating you by as much as they are, but they're very good fundamentally. They trap well. They force a couple turnovers here and there, even against a team that's very skilled handling the ball, like the Big Reds, and they just kind of quietly find a way to beat you. While on the other side of things, Muskegon is going to very loudly beat you when you play. And it is very interesting watching the dichotomy of how these two teams play.
Yeah, I think for North Farmington, there's really not one individual matchup that they really look to and are like dominating necessarily, but Ryan Hurst had a good first half, scored 8 points, but for the most part, just working within the offense, getting some offensive rebounds, getting himself to the free throw line, able to do that, and really the sum of the offense and defense, for that matter, doing its job and playing well together as a team. For Muskegon, same can be said, playing as a team defensively and offensively, but they're looking to go quick, get those one-on-one opportunities with some of their playmakers and running down the floor, let them either try to get to the basket or kick it out to their shooters, and they do it at 100 miles an hour.
I don't know how it's going to be possible. You say it was moving at 100 miles an hour. I feel like the second half might be running at 150. It just feels like Muskegon unlocked something with when they found a way to try to up the pace even more at the very end of the half. North Farmington was even getting some steals. I feel like this game is going to devolve, let's just say, into a game where running will become the order of the day. Shots may get forced. Turnovers will be made. There's going to be a little bit of chaos. At some point, someone might try to settle it down if it's a end-of-the-game situation. I don't think that someone will be Muskegon, but it feels like this thing is going to somehow get faster.
Yeah, I think if it's possible, it probably will. You saw Muskegon, whether that's in part because the clock's starting to run down in the first half, or if that was a change that they were making offensively as to where they were running in the half court, and they're running into the half court. Once they got into the half court, they're running because they're being trapped and moving around, and I think rather than feeling like they're being chased around and trying to avoid the trap more than they're trying to run to attack the basket, they said, we're just going to go right away. We're just going to take our ball handlers, we're going to let them go and let them create something.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild second half. I feel like he's not your traditional X Factor sleeper in this regard, but I feel like Ryan Hurst has an ability. We saw him start to step out to the perimeter, do some work there as well. We saw him bullying his way to the lane. We know how talented he is. We know, he is a D1 level player. You just get the feeling he is about to kind of go off in the second half. There's some matchups and there's some things with his size that Muskegon struggles with. And if North Farmington can continue to, if they can keep the game a little bit slower in the half court, he might have a chance to really take off.
Yeah, that was something we wondered about in the pregame show, and I think you saw it maybe a little bit more in the first quarter when North Farmington was slowing it down, getting him the basketball, letting him use that physical nature a little bit more, something Muskegon was going to have to try to find an answer to, because as fast as they are and aggressive as they can be, trying to find that interior physical defender to try and match up with Hurst is something they're going to have to do, and so we'll see if the Raiders can try to attack that a little bit more.
All right, North Farmington back out for warm-ups. We're going to step aside one last time here on the Centennial Securities Halftime Show. When we come back, we're going to find out who's going to win this one. A battle of two of the best of the best of the best within the top division in the state of Michigan. North Farmington leading Muskegon 24-20 at the break. We'll be right back.
Can you name the 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas? The point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Daniel the deer danced everywhere. He pranced through fields and jigged through rivers. Then he saw it. What a stage! A place no deer had dared dance before. The hood of a brand new car. And the car was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Deer Dance Floor, December 1st, 2014. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Need to replace that worn-out carpet or floor? Floor Coverings International makes it easy. They bring their mobile showroom to you. Save yourself the trip and gas shopping around. See a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and vinyl in the lighting of your own home. Go to floorcoveringsinternational.com today for your free consultation. Work with one team for a hassle-free experience from the quote to installation. And each Floor Coverings International business is independently owned and operated, so they are local business owners in our community. Floor Coverings International, the flooring store at your door.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
All right, here we go. Second half, 24-20. North Farmington leading Muskegon. The Big Reds in the home white jerseys, numbers in black, trimmed in red, black and red trimming around the rest of the jersey. North Farmington in the traveling blacks, numbers in gold, north across the chest in gold with gold trimming down the sides. North Farmington moves right to left across your radio dial. They get the ball to start the second half of this one. Same lineups that opened the game, opened the second half, including Terrence Davis, who was on the bench since the early part of the first half for Coach Guy and Muskegon. We'll see if his big interior presence can change some of the attack in this one. Up top, Tyler Spratt swings right wing. North Farmington going to work with Jackson. Hurst to Hurst with space, launches a three. Good. Right down the hatch, Ryan Hurst with 11. It's 27-20.
Banked in a three in the first half. That one from the left wing, a little bit more pure.
In the backcourt, Jackson pokes it away from Day. They both go diving on the floor, and racing there is Terrence Davis after the ball. By the time he gets it, he only has a couple seconds on the clock. It's a 10-second violation, and it will go North Farmington's way. Or was there a timeout call? There was a 10-second violation because one official away from the ball. Please clarify.
I believe that Muskegon got a timeout, and the coaching staff for North Farmington looking for the 10-second call. The official saying he was at 8 seconds is what he had before the timeout got in.
As I said, Coach Nagosian likes to take it to the limit. I'm not sure I've seen a coach take it to the limit and not get teed up like he does. He has a very good rapport, though, with some of these officials, and that was a somewhat joking exchange, like you said, as they were working on the count right there. A timeout is called by Muskegon. The Big Reds will have it here right to left. Coach Nagosian still talking to the trailing official. It's all smiles and laughs now. And Muskegon left to right. We'll have to start in the backcourt here with 7.5 in the third. They trail by 7. Inbound to the left side to David Day. Day runs over the timeline. Day shifting, throws in front of the timeline, right side to Briggs. Right corner, Cunningham. Cunningham trapped, throws left side to Sidnor. To the corner for Briggs. Briggs drives, no look pass into the paint. Davis, hook shot, good. Terrence Davis on the board, 27-22. The impact of Davis in the post shown right away.
Yeah, that's the interior presence that Muskegon likely missing in the first half. That should help them defensively try to limit some of the size for North Farmington and also allow that part of their offense to open up.
Right wing, Makai Jackson, the senior, throws up top for Hurst. Hurst driving on Sidnor, stops, floater from the free throw line, rattles home. Ryan Hurst with 13. We talked about a halftime. You feel like he may be about to start to take over and help pull away. Doing it right now. 29-22. Muskegon beats the pressure. Left corner Sidnor drives baseline, cut off and fouled. Looks like they'll get Spratt on the call. First foul of the half on either team. 6.5 to go in the third. 29-22. That is foul one on Spratt. Baseline left inbound. Anthony Sidnor the third, the senior guard, to throw it in here for the Big Reds. Home white uniforms from Muskegon. Sidnor triggers the motion. Looking for the inbound lane. Peering, directing traffic. Skips it to Day. 5-second call before he gets it in. And Muskegon gives up possession.
Sidnor trying to get that ball inbound, was looking for Day to make a cut back towards him along the baseline in the corner, but just a second too late as the turnover called the 5 seconds before that.
Right side, inbounded Makai Jackson, pressured along the out-of-bounds line. Day able to angle him out of bounds on Jackson, and in the front court, Muskegon takes the ball back over. They go left to right, front court inbound on the far side. Anthony Sidnor the third to throw it in. Sidnor looking for the inbound lane. Throws it left corner to Day. Day drives baseline, skip pass on to Davis. Blocked from behind by Williams. North Farmington the basketball with Spratt in the backcourt up the right side. Spratt over the timeline, Williams left corner for Jackson. Jackson up top, Landon Williams. Donovan Williams both out there for North Farmington. Here's Landon, top of the key. Drives down the left side. Up top for Hurst. Launches a long three. Over top of Briggs. Splashes it down. Ryan Hurst with 16, a 10-point lead for North Farmington.
38 points in the second half, starting to feel it offensively.
Sorry, Chandler. Briggs all the way down the floor. Stolen away by Jackson with numbers. Jumps in the lane. Floater. Got the friendly touch and goes. 7 for Jackson. 34-32. North Farmington upping their own pressure right now. Briggs up the middle of the floor. Skips over the timeline to Day. Day through a pair of defenders. Fouled at the free throw line. 5:38 in the third. The foul is on Spratt, his second, team second. Makai Guy will check in here for Stanley Cunningham. Baseline left inbound here for Sidnor. Sidnor looking for the inbound lane, skips it left wing to Davis, the big guy. Sloppily able to get it across the floor to Briggs. Briggs right corner for Guy. Guy drives. He's fouled by Donovan Williams. 5.5 in the third. 34-22. North Farmington. Dwayne Ray Jr. set to check in, the senior. He also will come in alongside Lee Hardy.
Raiders turning up the intensity even more defensively. They've, at the expense of a couple fouls, 3 already pretty early here in the third quarter. They've also been able to get some turnovers off from it, though.
Sidnor was about to throw it in, but looks like Makai Guy had some blood or something, and he had to go running off the floor. It's just going to be momentarily. They're going to go to an official timeout and wait for him to try to come back in as he ran over to the trainer. Coach Nagosian comes out to argue some more with the official. Well, he gets the opportunity right here during the break. 5.5 in the third, 34-22. Stanley Cunningham will now come in for Guy, who will continue to get worked on right now and patched up over there. Sidnor to throw in here. Baseline right, Sidnor pumping, looking for the inbound. Got it through a pair of defenders, trio of defenders to Briggs. Briggs is tripped and fouled at the free throw line. 5:30 exactly to go in the third. That foul is on Landon Williams, his first, the fourth of the half on North Farmington. Williams will take a seat as Jackson comes right back into the game. Right side inbound, Sidnor got it into Day, top of the key, runs to the left wing with it. Day across to Sidnor, right wing, skip pass. Right corner, Briggs, put a pair of defenders, lost the handle now to Hurst. Hurst blowing up the left side of the floor, curls in a trap left side, gives up on a high pass, top of the key to Dwayne Ray Jr. Ray to the right side of the floor, races back across the left, followed by Briggs. Up top, Hurst from the volleyball line, launches a three, misses everything wide to the left. Leaping rebound, David Day, he's off and running. Up the left side of the floor, Day, lobs left corner, Sidnor. Up fake, spin move into a couple of defenders. And a travel, it goes North Farmington's way. 5 exactly to go in the third, 34-22. Guy, Oliver in, Landon Williams in.
Sidnor might have been able to rush up a three, but used the shot fake, was trying to get to the short corner. maybe drive along the baseline, but double team there coming. And the travel before that, otherwise he was getting caught there as well for likely a jump ball.
Muskegon bringing the full court man-to-man pressure. Landon Williams in the backcourt, watched by Montrell Oliver. Right-hand dribble, put it off his foot, out of bounds. Muskegon ball. Bit of an unforced error there by Williams. They're just token pressure on him at that point in time. 4:51 in the third, 34-22.
It looked like Landon Williams dribbling with the right hand, kind of looking up for his next pass across the timeline and just dribbled it off himself.
David Day trapped right side, feed down low for the cutting Terrence Davis. Two-hand feed off the glass and good. Muskegon back within 10. Jackson throws over the timeline to Ray, left wing. Ray down low to Hardy. He's fouled by Day. Day was trying to tie the ball up right there, and instead that's foul number 1 on the senior guard and foul number 1 of the half on Muskegon. Tyler Spratt checks in for North Farmington. Hurst gets a seat. North Farmington baseline left inbound underneath the offensive hoop. Landon Williams to throw in. Williams, right corner with space. Spratt, catch and shoot 3. Off the back rim, no. Rebound to Oliver. Muskegon to run. Mackay Guy twisting up the middle of the floor. Right side for Sidnor. Blowing into the lane. Foul on the floor as he got run into by Landon Williams. Fifth foul on North Farmington. Foul 2 on Williams. 4:18 in the third. Hurst is back in for North Farmington.
Williams having to catch Sidnor with a bit of the shoulders. He was trying to cut him off. He knew Sidnor turning the corner and to try to attack on the right side.
Right elbow, straight inbound to Terrence Davis. The big guy pulls up and knocks it down. 6 now for Davis. 34-26 game. North Farmington over the timeline to Spratt right wing across Landon Williams left wing. Crossover to the free throw line. Underhand handoff for a driving Jackson. Into a double team in the paint. Throws it to Hurst. Out of the reach of Hurst. Into the scorer's table. Out of bounds. Muskegon takes over with exactly halfway to go in the third quarter. 34-26. Big Reds going on a bit of a run. Timeout North Farmington. They lead by 8. We'll be right back.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
Welcome back to Aquinas. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer with you. 4 minutes exactly to go, third quarter. Muskegon back within 8, 34-26 against North Farmington. Sidnor throws in to Guy, and we're off and running. Sidnor, right wing, got it back. Exit pass to Guy out of a trap. Guy lobs for Davis, unable to gather on the first. Goes back up, goes for a two-hand jam, and gets it wedged between the backboard and the basket. We saw that happen last week on that same hoop as well here.
That's right. They're lobbing it up. Davis, who's had a good second half, but just a little bit too far closer to the backboard, got it jammed in there.
Muskegon keeps the ball. Guy skips right wing to Day. Day back to Guy in between the rings. Fakes a pass left, gets the pressure on and throws it right side to Day. Day out of the trap, in between the rings to Guy, left wing, swung onto a driving Sidnor. Euro step, reverse layup, good. What a move by Sidnor. He's got 9. It's 34-28. Muskegon up in the pressure. Backcourt Williams lobs over the timeline to Ray. He was all alone. Gave to Spratt. Back to Ray. Left corner. Catch and shoot 3. Front rim, no. Rebound down to a diving Davis. A travel is called. 34-28 stays with North Farmington now. 3:20 in the third.
Terrence Davis doing everything he could on the box out. Trying to battle down low with Hardy. Ended up getting the rebound, but due to the box out and falling forward and traveling, giving the basketball back to the Raiders.
Coach Kai didn't love that call. He was arguing it. Baseline left inbound here for Landon Williams. Williams into Spratt, power dribble, two-hand feed, strong, high arcing rebound down to Davis. Muskegon to run, on to Oliver, behind the defense, elevates in an easy right-hand layup, brings them within 4. 3 minutes to go in the third. Williams over the timeline. He's double teamed. Right side for Jackson. We're running at 180 miles an hour now. Right corner, feed to Hurst. Puts up a three, misses short. Rebound down to Mackay Guy. He's going to run. Weaving through the defense. Up the middle of the floor. Guy, left corner, Day. Toes the line. Launches a three. That one is tipped. Rebound down to Oliver. Spins in the lane. Left-hand hook shot strong. High arcing rebound down to Hardy. North Farmington the ball. 2:40 in the third. 34-30. Lob to Hurst, right block. Hardy, free throw line. Spratt swings, left corner. Catch and shoot three. Williams, splash. Landon Williams on the board with a left-handed three from the corner, and North Farmington goes back up 7. The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. The GRS HOF also presents annual events in support of West Michigan athletes and raises funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow the Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame on Facebook and check out pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com. I don't know exactly what it comes to, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to burn the calorie equivalent of running a 5K trying to call this game. I've never been this out of breath and pushed just... This is the most insane game I've ever seen. I mean, when Muskegon gets the ball, it is a full-on 100-yard dash, essentially, that they are running with, and it's just whoever gets free gets it, and they're making them right now.
Yeah, they've really started to hit a higher percentage in the second half, especially now. Able to run up and down the floor, start to get some open looks and some opportunities in transition as well.
Trailing by 7, Guy over to Day, jump past Guy, left wing, head fake, drives, skips a pass up top for Day. Day to the left wing, tries to feed to the right side, jumped and stolen by Jackson. Jackson one-on-one with Sidnor, up fake, two-hand shot is good. Nice work by Jackson. He has 9, it's 39-30. All the way up the floor to Mackay Guy, spinning top of the key, stolen by Jackson. Given on to Spratt, behind the defense, Spratt elevates, left-hand shot off the glass, good, and he's fouled from behind. 41-30, that was quite the quick little run right there.
Very quick little flurry out of the timeout. 4 points with a chance for a 5th right here. Getting some turnovers of their own. Turning it in to some transition baskets very quickly. Opening this lead back up to 11 points with a chance for more.
Briggs in for Day from Muskegon. One more at the line here for Spratt. He's got 4. 1:57 to go in the third. 41-30. Spratt, the lanky junior guard, right-hand free throw, good. Completes the three-point play. He has 5. Under 2 minutes to go. Now North Farmington will up their pressure a little bit here in the backcourt. Sidnor throws right side to Davis. Davis in the backcourt now starts to dribble, blows over the timeline. He's double-teamed. He rips the ball away once, and then a foul is called on Mackay Jackson. 1:46 in the third, 42-30. Big Red Faithful behind us wanted a foul called for a lot longer than that one eventually came out. James Martin, 6'3" freshman, comes on the floor for the first time for Muskegon, one of a couple freshmen on this roster. And the Big Reds have it offensively. Here is Martin, left corner. Trapped, out of bounds. Last touch by Martin. 1:41 in the third, 42-30. Tough spot for Coach Guy to put a freshman right into right there with how North Farmington's trapping right now.
Yeah, Martin along the sideline trying to pivot out of the double team. Ended up barely stepping out of bounds just before he got the pass away.
Muskegon had it down to 4. North Farmington is up the lead to 12. Williams over the timeline. Defended by Briggs, left wing. Briggs staying with him to the top of the key. Underhand handoff for a curling Jackson. Jackson, stutter step free throw line. Down the left side of the lane. Lob pass for Hurst, left wing. Hurst, power dribble, jump stop, free throw line. Up top, Williams. Up fake. Working the pivot, now starting the dribble. 1:19 in the third. North Farmington by 12 over Muskegon. Right side for Spratt. Spratt holding triple threat, directing some traffic. Throws up top for Williams. Thought about the 3. Down left block to Hurst. Starting the dribbles with the right hand. Hurst turns. Fader. Good. 18 for Hurst. 44-30 North Farmington. Briggs, left corner, Sidnor. Drives baseline. Trip, no call. Out of bounds off of North Farmington on the touch. 49.1 in the third. 44-30. 14-point lead for the Raiders.
Sidnor trying to slash to the basket like we've seen him do a couple times, but tripped up a little bit, losing his footing.
Foul on the inbound, they will get Landon Williams. And that is the team's 7th, and it will send Mackay Guy to the line for a 1-and-1. Guy with 3 points in this one. Dwayne Ray Jr., 5'9", senior guard, will check in for Williams on Williams' 3rd foul.
Shooting for the Big Reds, Mr. Guy.
Mackay Guy, 5'9", junior. Right-hand free throw, good. Guy with another one coming up. White short sleeves underneath the white uniform. Compression sleeve down the left leg for Guy. Wears number 3. Offsets the right foot in front of the left. Stares at the basket. Dribbles once. Bends the knees. Flicks it with the right. Scores it. 5 for Guy. 47.5 in the third. 44-32 game. North Muskegon. North Farmington breaks the press over the timeline. Hurst right corner, spinning, working, floater, no good. Touching, put back, good for Hardy. He has 6. 46-32. Mackay Guy splits the defense, rolling to the basket, falling away. Right hand layup, no good, but a foul. They'll get Hardy on the call as Guy was just diving his way down and threw that ball up when he was about a foot off the ground.
Mackay Guy just going in there trying to force something. Knew he got the contact, just get the shot up so you get the 2 opportunities at the free throw line.
One more from Mackay Guy at the line. His father looking on from the sideline. All maroon suit today for Keith Guy. And the first one good for Mackay at the line. Stepbrother of Cam Martinez, former football player of the year a couple times in Michigan, cornerback for Ohio State. Free throw, good. Guy hit them both. Muskegon bringing the pressure in a 46-34 game. Over the timeline, Ray, down to Hurst, giving a body, able to get some space against Davis, and Hurst scores. He has 20. 48-34, final 12 seconds. Guy, stutter step over the timeline, diving to the floor, got it left wing to the freshman Martin. Martin drives, left-hand layup, got it to go. Nice shot from the freshman. 3 seconds in the third. North Farmington is going to let the clock go, and we've reached the end of 3. 48-36, North Farmington over Muskegon. We'll be right back.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly,
you've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring.
And it was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today at 616-531-3441. Your local farmer's agent who helps you plan for the unexpected.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, welcome back to the 2K23 Showcase in the Sturris Center at Aquinas College. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Temmer with you on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. 48-36, North Farmington leading Muskegon. And the Raiders get it right to left across the radio dial in the traveling black uniforms to start the final frame. Mackay Jackson with 9. Gave it to Williams, who's back out there. Landon Williams, Donovan Williams also out there. Muskegon bringing a half-court trap. Right side, Williams. Dumps a pass left corner, Spratt on to Donovan Williams. All alone, skies, and jams with 2 hands. 7:40 in the fourth, 50-36.
And the second the Big Reds go to the trap, North Farmington able to break it pretty effectively and effortlessly, swinging the ball around, able to get the easy dunk.
Lead is 14. Remember, it's 4 not that long ago. Briggs, right wing. Back to Guy up top, up fake, drive, escape pass, left corner, catch and shoot 3, Sidnor, back rim, no, leaping rebound, Briggs, put back blocked, rebound down to the freshman James Martin. Martin to the corner for Briggs, out of his reach, it'll go the other way. 7:19 in the fourth, 50-36, Raider ball.
Even getting off the offensive rebound. The Raiders defense on the interior staying strong, not giving the putback points there, forcing the turnover in the corner.
Right side of the floor, Williams blows over the timeline. Muskegon sitting back defensively a little bit. Now they'll bring the trap. Left side, Jackson back over right side. Williams drives into the lane, pull-up shot, right elbow, no. Rebound down to Mackay Guy, and running here is Sidnor. Sidnor to the basket, runner, right-hand shot, short. Leaping rebound, Donovan Williams. Landon Williams to take it, throws over the timeline to Jackson. Jackson, right wing, probing inside, right corner for Hurst. Looks at the basket, drives, bouncing into the lane, two-hand shot, good. 22 for Hurst. Making a Mr. Basketball statement today, 52-36 North Farmington.
Yeah, an impressive first half, but the second half much louder. Really able to hit his shot. He's hit some shots from the perimeter and then used his body effectively inside as well.
Guy, no-look pass, trying to hit the freshman Martin out of his reach, and North Farmington takes over. Feels a little bit like the speed being upped and a little bit of unraveling right now from Muskegon.
Yeah, things really, they've been full speed the entire game, but now Muskegon starting to turn the basketball over a little bit and also struggling, chasing North Farmington and letting them have some easy baskets, even though they're trying to force some turnovers.
Watson in for Martin. Landon Williams across the floor, right corner, catch and shoot three. Hurst, back rim, no. Rebound down to Landon Williams. North Farmington keeps it. Spratt in the wing, dumps left corner to Williams. Up fake, throws it all the way right wing to a leaping Jackson. Jackson drives, reverse layup short. Rebound out of bounds, last touched by North Farmington. I don't know how many times I've said that today. It's Muskegon ball. 6:05 in the fourth, 52-36. Here's Briggs over the timeline. Briggs, pull-up three, top of the key, rattles it home. 8 for Briggs, 52-39. North Farmington, press break. Pass over the timeline to Hurst. Out of his reach, through his left arm, and Muskegon takes back over with 5:50 in the fourth.
Maybe the turn the Big Reds were looking for a step-in three out with some space initially for Briggs. Hits it, and then a turnover going back. Trying to get this back down to close to single digits.
Sidnor drives, two-hand shot, good, and a foul. They will call it on the floor. It was close. The foul was on the run. There's no NBA made-up continuation fouls at this level, and it will be a 1-and-1 here for Sidnor. That's 4 fouls, by the way, on Donovan Williams, who will check out as Hardy comes in.
Very close to Sidnor making a move, going to the left-handed layup, where the foul was, the shot going in, but the foul being called on the floor just before he went up with the shot.
And the official closest emphatically calling the shot off here as Sidnor goes to work at the line, number 4 in white, 6-foot senior guard. Anthony Sidnor III bends the knees, flicks it up with the right. He'll have one more coming. It's good. He has 10. 52-40. Muskegon again. They do enough to go on these little runs to kind of make it close, but they haven't been able to get it within 4 really at any point. One more for Sidnor. Got them both. 11 now for the senior. Muskegon brings the pressure. Near side Ray, moving right to left. Starts the dribble, throws right side. Landon Williams stopped in the backcourt. On to Spratt. Spratt over the timeline. Hardy, left side to Ray. All alone, looked at the three, decided not to take it. Gives up top to Williams. Williams left corner. Spratt on to Hardy. And it's tipped out of bounds into the bench by Mackay Guy. 5:28 in the fourth, 52-4. I'm laughing because he was motioning, it was going the other way, and he smirked. The official, I think, essentially said, "You know it's off of you," and he smirked and nodded back at the official. Ray in front of the timeline. Williams jump pass right side for Spratt. Pressure closing in. Spratt left side to Williams. Jump pass right side, Spratt again to the top of the key. Hardy, left corner Ray. They're working a 4 corners offense right now, trying to kill some time and break the press a little bit. Hardy, top of the key. Left side to Williams. Fakes a pass left, gave it to Hardy, free throw line. Left corner for Ray. Left side again for Williams. They're going to run 4 corners offense with 5 minutes to go right here. Williams drives to the basket, jump pass to the corner, and a blocking foul on Mackay Guy. That's the 3rd team foul. 4:57 in the fourth, 52-41. Mackay Jackson. So Coach Nagosian deciding he's going to kill some time right here down the stretch a little bit, and they go 4 corners against that trap.
A couple chances. They had some open threes. Ray would have had a couple looks at it, but deciding to keep the possession alive, run out the clock before eventually Landon Williams going strong with the basketball.
Baseline left inbound on the second A in Aquinas. It'll be thrown in here after we wipe down the floor a little bit. We got the word from the official, we got to wipe the floor down. We had 4 people coming off the North Farmington bench ready to roll with towels, and they're getting it wiped down right now with the leading official. Recapping the game or resetting the game, 4:57 in the fourth quarter, 52-41, 11-point lead for North Farmington. The Raiders have it, baseline left inbound right here. It'll be Landon Williams, the junior guard, to throw it in. Williams lobs left side for Mekhi Jackson. Jackson with Briggs chasing him down. Throws it 2 hands, right wing for Spratt. Spratt lobs, free throw line to Hardy. Hardy drives, right hand layup, good.
Mr. Hardy scores
8 for Lee Hardy. It's 54-41.
Middle of the defense opening up enough for Hardy to attack.
Sidnor double teamed, stolen straight away by Jackson. Jackson 1-on-2 to the basket. Right hand layup is good. He has 11. It's 56-41, and a timeout from Coach Guy. Scott Bates is your local Granville, Jenison, and Hudsonville Farmers Insurance agent and is a great longtime supporter of Game Night and offers business insurance, auto, homeowners coverage, and more. Give Scott a call today at 616-531-3441 or stop into the agency located at 3181 Prairie Street Southwest in Granville. Welcome into the Stir Center. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. Again, every time Muskegon ups it, they get a little bit of chaos, they get a little bit of a run. North Farmington answers quickly, and they seem to answer by enough to extend what the lead was before the run.
Yeah, Muskegon has been fighting all game long, trying to claw their way all the way back into this one. They've got it back down to right around single digits, even a little bit less than that at times, and looking like they're going to be able to make that final push to make this a real close game. But then North Farmington either calling a timeout or getting a few breaks their way, getting some easy baskets and extending their lead back up to where we sit now at 15.
4:30 to go in the fourth, but with the pace of this game and the pace that Muskegon wants to work at, it's certainly not over yet. We've seen how quickly they've been able to make the runs back, but they're going to have to stop turning it over, and they're going to have to start really starting to execute and bringing the defense in as well.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to come up with something defensively, because right now North Farmington realizing that rather than trying to quickly get points and turn this into even more of a track meet going down the finish, allowing Muskegon to have a chance, I think they're realizing the clock more valuable. They're going to run the 4 corners a little bit. We'll see if that's a strategy that's going to take them to the end of this game, or if that was something just kind of in the middle to kill some time for a portion of the fourth quarter here.
Certainly another element to watch. 4.5 to go, fourth quarter. Muskegon the ball, they trail 56-41. Briggs left side to Guy in the backcourt against the pressure. Here's Briggs, he'll blow over the timeline of the spin move. Up top for Guy. Guy driving, lost it, but able to slip the ball out to Briggs. Left side, catch and shoot 3. Mekhi Guy off the left side of the backboard, no. Rebound Hardy, out of nowhere. Jordan Briggs comes running in, steals the ball away down low, falling to the floor, flings it off the glass, good, and a foul. 10 for Jordan Briggs, what a play by the senior. That's 4 fouls on Hardy.
Just all effort from Jordan Briggs, never giving up on it. Underneath the basket, Hardy had secured the rebound. By all accounts, just able to get in there, tie it up, poke it free, and then somehow fling it up as he was going down to the ground.
So now Donovan Williams comes in for Lee Hardy. Remember, both the bigs for the Raiders working with 4 fouls right now. So that's something to watch with still 4:11 to go. By the way, Muskegon is into the double bonus. Free throw Briggs, got it. 3-point play for Jordan Briggs. He's got 11. 4:11 to go in the fourth. Inbounded here to Donovan Williams. Back to Spratt along his own baseline, working against the pressure. Full court pressure on to Williams, center court, fouled by Day. That's just the 4th on the Big Reds and the 2nd on Day. 4:05 in the fourth. 12-point lead for the Raiders.
Not a bad foul for the Big Reds, trying to be aggressive right around the timeline, trying to force a steal. That only being the 4th foul, you still got a couple to play with before you're sending the Raiders to the line.
Left side inbound, peering in Landon Williams. Got it to a heavily pressured Jackson, who races to the corner to double team. Escape pass, just trying to throw it off of a Big Red leg. Evades the Big Reds, goes out of bounds. Muskegon takes over again. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Muskegon a run with Briggs. Briggs up top for Sidnor. Sidnor drives, runner, pass, secured by Davis. Right block, fader, hangs on the rim, will not fall. Rebound Williams, he's fouled. That's 5 now on the team for Muskegon. 3:47 in the fourth, 56-44. Fouls on Day, and right away that's his 3rd.
Right there again, the Big Reds just a tough bounce away from being right at a 10-point deficit again. A pretty good look for your big man Davis down low.
Here's Williams left side for Spratt. He'll run over the timeline, beat the pressure. Spratt trapped left corner, timeout. No, a held ball before the timeout, and it's Muskegon ball. Coach Nagosian was trying to call that timeout. Instead, the trap comes on, the held ball is called, Muskegon takes it, they're gonna run. Briggs trailing by 12. Circus pass to Guy across the floor. Sidnor, left wing three, misses it all. Rebound gathered by Davis, and he's fouled on the floor, so that'll be 2 on the line at the line here for Davis. The foul is on Spratt.
Mr. Spratt. He picks up his third.
That's 3 on Spratt, and the big guy, the 6'6 junior, Terrence Davis, goes to the line.
Great read off the air ball from Davis, able to see that that shot was going to be well short. Gets himself along the baseline, gets the basketball, and the foul called as he was going for the ball.
First one, Terrence Davis rattles home. He has 7. 3.5 in the fourth, 45-56. Muskegon now trailing. They can get within 10 here with 3.5 to go. Davis cannot get the second one. That one's short. Spratt the board. Donovan Williams throws over the timeline to Jackson. He's trapped. Landon Williams. Williams jump pass. Left corner, given to Spratt. Top of the side, and they are going to go into the four corners offense. Williams to Spratt in front of the timeline left. Throws all the way across the floor. He's trapped. Throws left corner to a leaping Jackson. Jackson will hold. Pressure comes. Free throw line. Donovan Williams. Williams turns, goes to the basket. Right hand layup is good.
Donovan Williams scores 2.
58-45.
Donovan Williams a little reluctant, but realizing the lane wide open for him.
Right corner three falls short for Briggs. He races to his own rebound on the floor. Ripped out of there by Landon Williams. Williams curling through the defense in the backcourt to Spratt. Throws over the timeline with a lob pass to Jackson. Jackson, right side Williams. Lobs, right block Spratt to the left wing for Jackson. They'll go four corners again with 2.5. Jackson across Williams, right corner Spratt. Works the baseline, on to Williams. Skies, rejected by the rim. Davis got a hand in there as well, but North Farmington the rebound. Came on to Jackson. Jackson, left baseline drive, right hand layup, good, 60-45. They lead by 15 again. What an effort play by a diving Donovan Williams to poke away a three-quarter court pass, but it's out of bounds off of him. Stays in the front court with Muskegon. 2:10 in the fourth, 60-45. There's also going to be a foul on Williams.
That's his fifth.
And that is it for Williams. So Hardy will have to come in his place here. So a foul called on the effort dive. Justin Watson is in here for David Day. Hardy coming in for North Farmington. Sidnor at the line.
In for North Farmington, returns number 34, Lee Hardy II.
So double bonus. 2 at the line here for Sidnor. Lead now up to 15 for North Farmington. Got the first. 12 now for Sidnor. He has one more coming. Right foot offset way in front of the left. Free throw up and good. Sidnor hits them both. He has 13. Muskegon bringing the havoc pressure. In the backcourt, inbounded left side to Williams. Williams throws right side over the timeline to Jackson. Skips to Hardy. Hardy, left side out to Landon Williams. Hardy, right side for Jackson. Four corners offense to kill some more time here. Jackson drives and is grabbed and fouled by Mackay Guy. That is the 6th foul on Muskegon. 1:53 in the fourth. 3 on Guy.
Raiders running the four corners there. Mackay Guy forced to have to commit the foul. Still one away from the Raiders being in the bonus.
Right side inbound, got to the corner for Hardy. Swung up top for Spratt. Spratt fouled from behind by Watson in a 1-and-1. We're going to start the foul game with 1:49 in the fourth. So 1-1 for Tyler Spratt, who is 5 for the 6'3" junior guard. That was foul 1, by the way, on Watson. Day will check in here for Davis. So significantly athletic-based running unit out there right now for the Big Reds. Spratt looking to put his team back up by 15 if he hit them both, but instead he missed the front end, and the rebound's down to Sidnor. Sidnor all the way down the floor to the basket. Sidnor leaner, blocked in the lane. He wanted a foul, doesn't get it. Rebound down to Hurst. North Farmington trapped on their own side of the floor. Left side on to Spratt. He'll run over the timeline. Spratt across to Jackson. Up top, swung around Hurst left side. Hurst left corner, Spratt. Spratt is fouled by Sidnor. 1-1 coming up. 1:26 in the fourth.
Spratt going to get another chance at the free throw line. Big Reds able to capitalize off the missed free throw, or playing the free throw game, able to get the missed 1-1, but no points on the offensive end. Trying to get it to go their way one more time, but going to need points off from it when you get those misses.
First one good for Spratt. And a timeout from North Farmington. Centennial Securities is a community service-focused, locally owned investment firm with strong Midwestern values. Since the day they opened their doors in 1978, they have and will continue to recognize that it's not prudent to take a one-size-fits-all approach to investing. Check out Centennial Securities online at centennialsec.com. 1:26 in the fourth quarter, 61-47. And we will continue the foul game after this.
Big Reds had been throwing all the pressures that they could, trying to force the Raiders into turnovers to chip into this lead, and was not working. So now, the minute and a half plus is really when they started, but the rest of the game gonna have to try to force the Raiders into some missed free throws and then hit some big shots of your own.
So just under 90 seconds to go. And North Farmington on the precipice of a pretty darn big statement win, I think, if they are able to hang on in this one. Again, we talked about the state championship contending nature of each of these teams, and it's been a very long time since the West Side won a Division I championship, and North Farmington right now against maybe the best of the West after Northview lost earlier, showing that right now.
Have been a tough couple games for the top teams on the west side of the state. Muskegon has not been in any game like this where North Farmington really controlling almost the entire game.
First one good for Spratt. Again, Muskegon has not lost this season. Left side, Jordan Briggs to work with some pace. Jump pass to Guy. Right corner, Day feeds to the corner. Catch and shoot three, Watson rattles out. Rebound to Spratt. Spratt to Williams. Right side, over the timeline to Jackson. Jackson lobs across to Williams. Williams is fouled by Day. 1:07 in the fourth. And a 1-1 for Landon Williams. That's 4 on Day. Quiet day for David Day, just 2. He's been one of the leaders for Muskegon the last few games throughout the stretch of this season. And Landon Williams, who's got 3, will go to the line, but he's had the ball in his hands probably about as much as anyone, despite just 3 points in this one. Number 10 in the traveling black uniforms, left foot, offset in front of the right, left-hand free throw, off the connector, high, no good. Rebound to Sidnor, who's going to run it up the floor. Sidnor, cut off right wing, skips it left side to Briggs. Final minute, Briggs for Sidnor. Sidnor, right corner, Day, launches a 3, blocked by Hardy, stays with Muskegon out of bounds.
Day trying to get that shot up from the right corner, but Hardy not having any of it. The closeout, he was a ways off, but the length they're able to make up for it, get a piece of it.
Right corner, Briggs, catch and shoot 3 off the inbound, got it. 14 for Briggs, timeout from Coach Guy. 50.7, 12-point game will stay with you. I mean, Muskegon doing all they can, but it's going to take missed free throws from North Farmington, which there have been some of, to try to have a chance. But at the end of the day, there have been looks. Muskegon missed them. You know, I think you play this game again, it might not quite be this result, but North Farmington showed how good top to bottom a team they are.
Yeah, they're a deep team that doesn't have an obvious weakness. When you look at, they've got some physical players. They've got guys like Ryan Hurst that can use their body effectively, but he can also play really well from the perimeter. Got some interior size. They got a lot of things that a top team needs, and they're showing it. Muskegon have had some chances. They had some rush threes earlier in the game. They've hit a couple triples as well, but going to need a lot more, like the one right there. Some missed free throws on the other end in order to make a serious run at it.
Dwayne Ray will check in here for North Farmington as we get ready to go inside the final 50 seconds here from Aquinas College's Sturris Center and 2K23 Showcase. To our left, Eric Wells with the Michigan Sports Radio Catholic Central broadcast team is here. He will have, alongside Joe Lavoie, the final game of the day as Orchard Lake St. Mary's takes on Catholic Central. That'll be fun. Grand Rapids Christian up next against Warren Michigan Collegiate as well. 50.7 in the fourth. Right side inbound coming up for Spratt in his own backcourt, able to get it on here to Jackson. No, it feed to Hurst. Hurst on to Williams. Landon Williams skies at the basket. Two-hand jam, fouled from behind. He'll have one more coming.
All night long, the Raiders have been able to pretty consistently beat the havoc pressure that the Big Reds have thrown at them. They have multiple guys that can handle the basketball. They know where they need to get it in order to beat some of the looks that Muskegon's throwing at them. Once again, excelling at it, able to get the ball quickly down the floor. Landon Williams, an open lane, goes up for the dunk. Foul late, but the basket's still going in.
Williams bends the knees, left-hand free throw, too short. And the Big Reds the rebound. Here is Sidnor with 40 seconds, down 14. For Briggs, left wing out of the trap. Back to Sidnor, top of the key. Nearly stepped over and back, but able to turn the Jets on. Sidnor to the basket. Right-hand layup, reaching around. Hardy is good. 15 now for him. Timeout for Coach Guy. 30.5 in the fourth. 64-52. Thanks again to the Granville Scout Bates Farmers Insurance Agency and Centennial Securities for their presenting sponsorship of Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio and MichiganGameNight.com. Nick Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, 12-point game. And it's the exact same talking point we just had, except there's less time on the clock.
That's about exactly right. Basket for North Farmington, able to break the pressure. Missed the end one opportunity, but Sidnor going right back the other way. Quick basket, so still the same deficit, just a little less time. Now sitting at 30 seconds. Muskegon, though, calling a timeout, trying to keep things alive.
All right, final 30 seconds here. North Farmington gets set to inbound from their own side of the floor. Spratt to throw in here against the Havoc full court pressure. Got it into Ray. Ray is fouled by Day, and that is the end of David Day's day. 28.3 in the fourth, and 2 at the line. Both teams in the double bonus here for North Farmington and the senior, Dwayne Ray Jr., who has 3 in this one. Ray Jr., 5'9", smallest guy that this North Farmington team puts out on the floor. Bends the knees, flicks it with the right, scores it. 4 now for Ray. Lee Hardy back up off the bench, set to check in here for Coach Nagosian and North Farmington. Ray brings the feet together, free throw is good. He has 5. Hardy will check in for Ray, a little bit more size out there. Final 28.3. Here is Briggs in a 66-52 game. Briggs across for Sidnor, over the timeline. Sidnor split a pair of defenders, put it on the floor, taken by Hurst, thrown ahead for Jackson. Jackson drives, give to Spratt, right block. He'll go up and score off the window. 9 for Spratt, 68-52. Here's Briggs with 11. Briggs, right wing Guy. Guy, corner, catch and shoot 3. Splashes down for Justin Watson. He has 6. That will do it. 68-55. Statement made by North Farmington. The Raiders go to 12-1 on the year, and Muskegon has lost their first game of this 2022-2023 season. Welcome in to the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency postgame show. I've said a couple times, statement made by North Farmington. They show this is a team with a lot of weakness. They can press you, they can go slow, they can go fast. They have 5 scorers on the floor at a time. They have a Mr. Basketball guy leading it all with Hurst, and they just took down and they just handed Muskegon their first loss of the year.
They did a little bit of everything, and they did it well in a matchup against one of the other top teams in the state. I think definitely big for that team, what they were able to accomplish here today, really controlling almost the entire way.
All right, we're going to step aside one final time today. When we come back, we'll have some stats, and we'll have our Centennial Securities Player of the Game. It's also going to be a guy you may be able to guess that's in the running for Mr. Basketball for North Farmington. We're going to step aside, be right back. 68-55, North Farmington beats Muskegon.
The sinister cries haunted Mary through the night. Dawn neared, and still the voice tormented her. She ran towards the safety of her car, flung open the door, and a coyote had somehow gotten locked inside. But the damaged interior was covered thanks to Farmers Insurance. Coyote Carpool, August 1st, 2015. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timberley, North Farmington 68, Muskegon 55. Your final. Scott Bates, Farmers Insurance Agents postgame show. Take us through some stats, CT.
All right, we'll start with the Muskegon Big Reds. Sidnor led them with 15 points, Briggs with 14, Davis and Guy both with 7, Watson with 6, bunch of guys with 2 points, Martin, Oliver, and Day each with 2. On the North Farmington side, leading all scorers here tonight, Ryan Hurst with 22 points, Mackay Jackson with 13, Hardy with 8, Spratt with 9, Williams with 6. That is Donovan Williams with 6, Landon Williams with 5, and then Dwayne Ray also with 5.
All right, we teased it. Centennial Securities Player of the Game. Obviously, Ryan Hurst. We saw his impact, especially in the second half.
Yeah, he had 8 points at halftime, but then really took over in the second half. Made some more shots from deep, continued to excel on the interior, used his body, his physical style of play that Muskegon maybe wasn't quite well prepared for in terms of that matchup and what he could bring to the table.
All right, quite the game of this one, and like I said, a big statement made by North Farmington for certain. And I mean, there's a good reason to believe they might be ranked as the top team in the state of Michigan after a win like this, and they showed how good they are. I know Cass Tech and the like are, of course, very, very good, but this team is definitely for real, and their goal, for good reason, is going to be the Breslin Center. So Muskegon falls in this one. Northview falls in the first, so the west side goes 0 for 2. When we're on the call, and the best 2 teams the west side have to offer go 0 for 2. We'll see if Grand Rapids Christian or Catholic Central can turn around the rest of the day. That'll do it. What a fun doubleheader. Always love these 2K23 Showcases events. Again, thanks again to Brandon Guyton. He's just off screen. I know Eric Wells in that broadcast. We'll have an interview with him, I believe, at halftime. Brandon, so you can hear from the guy that puts this all together. Incredible show each and every year. Congrats to the winners so far. A couple more games on deck. He is Chandler Timmer. I am Nate Dreyer. For everyone at MichiganGameNight.com and Michigan Sports Radio signing off. We will see everyone back on the air Tuesday. We'll be at Vanderslice Gymnasium, video coverage of Granville versus Caledonia. And stay tuned to our social media. I don't know what we're doing Friday yet because Granville will be at East Kentwood. I believe Joey Sutherland will have that call for EK, so we'll figure out where we're going. I believe the plan is we'll have Unity Christian versus Hamilton. Likely video coverage is the tentative plan on that one. All right, thanks for tuning in all day long, everyone. I'm ready to stop talking. That last game just about got me in particular. We'll see everyone next time.